Yo guys, I'm gonna showcase to you chat tower buses. Yes, you heard that right. Those tower buses, those trainer buses, this will allow you to keep your shop and their animals and use them in battle. Maybe become yours. Stay tuned. And before we go any further, guys, I'm giving away a couple of copies of this game to be in the chance of winning. Simply drop
Okay, so
make sure your subject notifications on. Xbox or Steam, it doesn't matter if you
oh
play on
yeah,
Xbox
what's
or
that glitch?
game. Talk about it's just Game Pass for you. So good luck,
Okay,
guys.
now that works.
Okay, so
It's bugged
to
out.
do this, guys, it's actually quite simple, and also credit to Willis Gaming. This is where I originally saw this. I'll link his channel down below. I had absolutely no idea of this insane strap. Okay, so what you need to do, guys, is you need to obviously know where that tower boss is. You need to know where that is because we're going to be going there. But first, you need to be wanted, and to do this, guys, you need to just simply go and attack. It's
Whooshy. Oh really? This dude got clapped too? This guy's cool. Where's my... Oh, okay. I think my only problem is, though, is that I don't... So, like, where's the outside of this? Okay. But I probably just need, like, some materials, right? Like, I should probably just, like, have some wood. Where the hell did all those go? Oh, yeah, I definitely don't need all that. That's probably way too much. What a dick. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh yeah, that's definitely something else I wanted to do as well. This guy. This guy. Where's this guy at? Pretty sure I caught one, right? I think I did. I didn't. Are we sure? Really? I didn't catch one? Huh. Wow. Really? I find that hard to believe. Yeah. I'm gonna say. What the heck? I mean, he's not very strong.
Yesterday was a good day overall on the podcast. Then we jumped into the first stream yesterday, which was DSP Reacts, and the show went well. Good variety of clips submitted, but during that show, the trolls showed up and gave 300 fake gifted memberships to DSP React. And yes, I'm going to call them fake because they're not paid for. All right, they're essentially stolen. This is the equivalent of like going up to a vending machine where the vending machine says a candy bar costs $1, and you found a way to put a penny into the machine and it still gives you the candy bar. You stole the candy bar. You didn't buy it legit. You found an exploit to get the candy bar out of the machine. You didn't validly buy it.
Okay.
Okay? And that's what people are doing with these memberships. They're not validly buying them. They found an exploit, and YouTube won't plug the hole, per se. They won't plug the leak. They're too lazy to do it. So, the word is illegitimate. Oh, there you go. Illegitimate memberships. I guess that's what we should call it, right? Okay. So, because they gifted 300 illegitimate memberships to the channel, this sadly destroys the way that show works. All right? For those who don't know, the way the show works is there's 3 levels of member on the DSP Reacts channel: Standard, Super, and Ultra. Standard membership was $3.99 USD. Super was $9.99 USD. And Ultra was $20 USD. That's the levels and how they work. The difference in levels is thus. Standard member, you get to submit a clip for the show, 2 a week actually. 2 clips you get to submit a week. It goes into a randomized playlist. I just literally hit shuffle play, and we watch them in a randomized order every week, and I jump around that playlist as well. So you have a chance to get your clip watched, but it's not a guarantee. Okay? If you're a super member, you still have that ability to do the submission of the video, but you also get to ask me Q&A questions, and I answer them in kind of a lightning round style. I don't go into massive detail answering, but I try to do like a quick answer to each question. So it's like you get the video submission, and you get a question answered every week. If you're the Ultra member, now this is the highest tier, and because of that, you guaranteed get your video clip watched on the show. So if you're doing, $20 a month.
Yo, what's going on? Nothing? Oh, dude, I love this game. It's so much fun.
So that's how it's always
I don't make it look fun,
year.
but I'm having a lot of fun
No
playing
issue
it.
with this. It's like clockwork. We have about 100 members on that channel of various different levels. Every week we do a show. It's smooth
I
and we're
need
fine.
stone.
We've got the science. Now we're getting the 1-year anniversary in February, and everything's good. And now we'll find this exploit and use it, and it's going to ruin the show. You can't have 400 people submitting clips, 300 of which didn't pay for it. It illegitimizes people who have paid and supported that channel for the year. Imagine you're a paid supporter of DSP.
Oh, dude, it's so much fun.
And every week you have a chance to get your clip watched. So some weeks it gets watched, some weeks it doesn't. And it's this coming.
Even though I'm still just killing time till Tekken 8 comes out.
Oh, look, 400 people submitting clips, so now you have 0 chance to get your clip watched. But you paid.
Ooh, that guy looks cool. Hey, you too. Thank you so much. Okay, I need some stone. Yeah, I literally cannot take that much stone. Oh, okay. 3. Really? I can't build any. I suck. Whatever. Whatever.
For it, and you actually paid way more than the people who got the gifted membership. So how is this fair? The answer is it's not. It actually makes it completely unfair. It's a broken system, and it's not right, and it shouldn't be like that. Okay? So we have to fix this system. All right? And the question is, how do you fix it? Well, we're going to talk about that in a bit. Let me get through the whole schedule and all of that. Because this is going to be a segment we really need to dive into. Essentially, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to cancel current membership tiers, which means I'm going to lose that support. It actually cancels memberships. People, have to start over. And I have to create new tiers. But what we have to figure out is how those tiers are going to work properly so that it's fair to everybody. All right? We have to make it so that if someone gets one of these stupid, illegitimate memberships, it goes to a tier that doesn't affect the show. And then we have a tier that's for the show, that people get all the things that they paid for and more. Because the thing is, I have to increase the cost to make new tiers. I'll explain all of this, all right? Because it's complicated. YouTube's system is so convoluted and stupid in the way that it works that I have to adjust pricing and everything to get this to work properly and give people what they've earned by supporting the channel, all right? Okay. So DSP Reacts went well, and then I think we should figure out this DSP React situation, because it's actually bothering me. Like, it's in the back of my head, man. Right by now, I normally would have posted up the threads by which channel members can nominate clips for next week, and I can't do that because the show's all screwed up now because of this membership exploit. Okay, so I want to explain to you how to fix it, but we need to brainstorm how exactly it's going to work. All right, so allow me to explain right now how DSP versus the internet works. And let me explain how my proposed fix will work. But then we got to figure out exactly how to implement it, okay? Does that sound good? Okay. There's someone in the chat who literally is having a discussion with themselves. It's pretty funny. All I have to do is read one sentence. Just change your goals from subs to just plain dollar amount. Problem solved. Change my goals. I look down at my screen. Do you see any goals? There's a tips goal. Do you see any other goal? Do you see any sub goal? What is this guy talking about? He's like talking to himself. I swear. Every day is a new adventure on the internet for me. It's like, what is going on? This guy's been going on for 20 minutes talking to himself in my chat. And no one knows what he's talking about. And he's like, change your goals on your stream. I looked out like, goal? What's he even talking about? Anyway, let's exercise the demon. Did you get the holy water? Alright. Let's start now talking about DSP React. Okay. So, DSP Reacts is a show I do once a week. It's a React show over on my React channel where basically people submit clips and I watch them back. Ultra members who pay the most amount, it's like $20 a month, get their clips watched every week. So for $20, you get to submit 4 clips that all get watched on the show. And
hey, what's going on, Element? How are you?
Like $5 a week.
What's going on? Am I like stuck? Something's weird. What the heck is going on? That's really weird. Whoa. Oh, thank you so much, Element. You too. I wish you luck in your endeavor as well. Oh, thank you so much, Element. You too. Have a good one, Element. Thank you. Ooh, this guy? This guy's cool. Hell yeah. No. What? Really? Dude, what? It's fucking tripping, bro. No, hey. I don't want that. That was over here.
standard member, and you have the ability to submit a video, or 2 videos, I should say, a week, that goes into a thread. I take that thread and I make a playlist of videos out of it, and I literally hit shuffle play. And that's how we watch videos on the show. And that determines the order and everything, and we watch randomized video. You never know what you're going to see on that show. It works. People like the show. I like the show. But the problem now is if hundreds and hundreds of people have these memberships and didn't pay for them, it ruins that format. Too many people submitting videos, and it's not fair to those who paid legitimately. So we can't do it that way anymore. We have to fix it, okay? Now, currently, there is a super member level. It's $10 a month. The benefit is you get to submit clips for the show as if you're a standard member, but you also get to ask a question in a thread for Q&A. And what I do is out of all the show, like when I hit like part 5, which is like hour 3 of the show, I take that first segment of part 5 and I answer the Q&A questions from super members. To be clear, I have 2 super members on PSP Reacts. That's it. 2. I have 100 people that are members. 2 are super members.
Yo, Ragnarok.
Alright?
The fuck?
There's some people who are currently paying $10 to get video submissions and these Q&A questions. And every week we get at least the 1 or 2 people who take advantage of the Q&A questions. Okay? Here's the problem. Alright? Because of these fake gifted memberships, we can't keep these tiers anymore. It doesn't work. We can't have 400 people submitting clips. People who played various different amounts for it. That's not fair. Everyone should be on the same playing field when it comes to video submissions. Alright? So what we need to do is we need to make it so that to submit a video, it's not a gifted membership. That's what we need to do. It's the only way to fix the problem. I wish I could fix the pricing. I wish I could fix the loophole that is created on YouTube. I can't do that. I also can't change the price of memberships. What the standard and super levels that are there, I can't change the pricing. YouTube does not allow you to change the price on the fly at all. You have to actually cancel the entire membership level, meaning anyone who's in that level, you'll lose all that income. YouTube removes it, alright? And then you have to make a whole new level. And then you have to have people come in and redo their memberships, right? So right off the bat, I can tell you this is a big undertaking, because I have to have people pay attention to the fact that I have to cancel the tiers and then resubscribe to a new tier of membership. A lot of people probably won't even do that right off the bat. So immediately this is going to result in lost income for me. Is that fair? No. I didn't do anything wrong. Someone found an exploit on YouTube and won't stop using it. I can't stop the exploit, so now I lose income. It's bullshit. Alright, it is. It's complete bullshit, and it shouldn't be allowed. But what can I do? I can sit here, and I can whine, and cry, and stamp my feet like a baby, and say, win, win, win. And I just did. But now I got it out of my system. And now it's like, what can I do? I gotta move on positively, right? So I will move on positively and say, we're just gonna try to fix this now. Alright? Now, what this means is since we're going to create new tiers, the lower tier is going to be for people who use this exploit and gift these memberships, and they will not be able to submit videos. Alright? So essentially what I want to do is make a tier that's just like base tier or standard tier, and all that tier is you get emotes, and you get your chat crown badge, and that's it. You don't get anything else. It's just the basis level, entry level. And if you want to gift that one till the cows come home, give me 50,000 subscriptions or whatever, 50,000 memberships over there worth $0. They can do that. I don't care. It won't affect anything. Okay? What I need to do is I need to make a new tier of membership where people can submit videos. But, and here's the catch, this is what really, really sucks. The cost of the tier membership has to be above $5. Why? Because that's how YouTube set it up. The way YouTube is set up, gifted memberships always gift the highest tier of membership up to $5. Yeah. So if I were to make a lower tier membership that's like $1 or $2, and then I had a tier that was $4, which is currently what the standard is now, and someone gifted, it would gift the standard membership, and it would screw the whole channel up again. And there'd be no point to me redoing this. And there's nothing I can do about that at all. Okay? That's just how YouTube works. The gifted memberships gift the highest possible membership up to $5. So my membership has to be above $5 to fix it. Alright? There's another problem. YouTube doesn't let you do custom pricing for memberships. Their memberships are priced as follows. $1.99, $2.99, $3.99, $4.99, $5.99, $6.99, $7.99, $8.99, $9.99, $10.99, yada 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 yada. That's how it works. You can't just type it in and say, I want it to be $5.01. It doesn't work. You have to go by their pre-established pricing model. Alright? So basically, right now, to fix DSP Reacts, the Ultra member stays exactly the same. Okay? I have to cancel the standard and the super tiers, so they won't exist anymore. I have to create 2 new tiers. One would be considered standard, and I think the next one I'm going to call is submission tier. And I'm going to do it as cheap as I possibly can. So whatever that standard is, I don't even know what it will be, $1, $2, whatever the lowest is I can make it, I'm going to make it the lowest amount. And then submission tier will be the lowest possible, which according to YouTube's criteria would be $5.99 to avoid that tier being gifted out. Okay? Now, there will no longer be a super tier. I'm just eliminating that tier entirely. Alright? But what that means is that if you now are going to be a submission tier member on DSP Reacts, first of all, yes, you still get to submit 2 clips a week for the show, so that's not going to change in any way. But you will also be able to put a question in for the Q&A. Alright? But here's the problem with that. Alright? Here's the real problem. This is going to upset me. This is going to screw up the Q&A now. Because the way the Q&A has always worked, alright, is basically that if you post up your question, I answer it. Like guaranteed. Because we didn't get that many. You know, I get like a couple a week. So I'd say, okay, it's time for Q&A, and we'd rattle through Q&A, and we'd answer like 4 or 5 questions within like 10 minutes, and we'd be right back to videos. But now, if everyone who's at this submission level tier is going to be submitting questions, I could potentially end up with a ton of questions. And how do I answer them all? And what I also need to do as much reacting to videos as possible, right? So there's a few things that I thought about. I mean, number one would be, one entire part of the show is dedicated to Q&A. So instead of just doing 10 minutes, 30 minutes of the show is dedicated to Q&A. So I do like lightning round questions for 30 minutes to answer everybody's questions, right? But even then, that might not work, all right? I might not have enough time. The other thing would be, do like I do with the clips. It's random. So I'll make a thread for clips, and I'll make a thread for questions. And basically, most of the show is clips, but one segment of the show is questions, and I just random select questions. So you have a chance to get your question answered on the show. It's not a guarantee, but a chance.
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and background play. So you can watch videos while reading, searching, shopping. Try 1 month free.
And in that way, it's kind of equal to what we're doing right now. All right? And basically, I don't think it's going to be great no matter what. You know what I mean? Like,
as you can see, I have done it correctly. Now I have 600. Alright, so in Power Worlds, it requires so many materials to build basically anything, and there's so much mining that needs to happen. And there's actually a glitch right now that you can just duplicate any item, whatever item that you want in your base, and I'll be showing you how to do that. So without further ado, let's get started. So you want to be in your base for the first step, and you want to remove all powers from your base just so nothing gets affected by them, and that's it. Okay, then you want to be in the edge of the base, and you know that it's the edge because of that blue line that circles the entire base. Okay, And you want to have a chest near the edge, okay? And you want to put all your materials, you want to have your character completely empty. As you can see right now, I have 510 ingots. We're going to keep that number in our mind because we're going to be duplicating that number. Okay, so we're going to go to the edge, and from here you want to pull up the menu. For this example, I'll be duplicating the water fountain because it has over 100 ingots, and I can just keep duplicating 100 ingots. So we're going to be using that. Right now, I have a 510 ingots, and I need to use 100 of this to build it. Okay, we're going to click on this. Now, we want to be at the edge of the base, and you want to have a foot out where you can actually build it. So you want to build it and walk out at the exact same time, and you'll know that it works because we're going to have even more ingots. So let's do that. And don't worry if you don't get it the first try. It does require just timing. It's all about timing. But once you do get that timing right, you can get it pretty much every single time. I still don't have the timing perfect, but I will keep trying. As you can see, I have done it correctly. Now I have 610 ingots and 60 power fluids. And yeah, I can still duplicate this over and over again. Once you get that timing right, and you can pretty much do it every single time and duplicate any kind of material you want in the entire game. It is so easy and so useful because it just cuts that timing for duplicating and it duplicates and cuts that timing out for farming because farming just takes too long. It really just does. And I just want to get stuff done, and this is the best way of doing it. It's very easy, but it can get a bit frustrating because that timing can get a bit tricky. But once you have it down just perfectly, yeah, it's just a breeze after that. So I'll keep practicing this and make sure you guys do this because it's probably going to get patched at some point. And I'm just going to abuse it as much as I can. Just like that, I've done it once again. So now I have 710 ingots and a lot more materials as well. And the best way of doing it, obviously, is just using the item or the stuff that requires the most amounts of materials, because obviously we want the better stuff that takes the longest to farm. Obviously, the production assembly line requires a lot of nails and a lot of cement. What else actually requires a decent amount of stuff? Actually, you know what? The furnace requires a lot of flame organs and a lot of stone if you don't want to farm those. Fiber for this one, ice organs. There's actually a certain item that requires some pretty damn rare stuff, and I can't remember which one it is. Okay, so for example, the electric mine requires electric organs, and I just don't want to farm those, so I'll just duplicate those if I really wanted to. And yeah, so just go ahead, duplicate whatever the hell you want, and it's very easy, very simple to do. Just get that timing right, and you are golden. Anyway, hopefully this does help you guys out, and I'll see you all very soon.
So guys, I am back with another Power World video, and in this video guys, I'm going to showcase to you how you can duplicate more or less any item, any material in this game. From aura to ingots to cement to circuit boards to high quality power oil to power ingots. I mean, you name it guys, we can dupe it. I'm also guys the only person on YouTube who knows about this, so I'm sharing it with you guys, so yeah, surely that deserves a like. And before we go any further guys, I am giving away 2 copies of this game. Now to win one either on Xbox or Steam. If you play on Xbox, I'll just buy you Game Pass if you don't already own it. To win one guys, simply drop a like on this video, leave a comment down below. Make sure you are subbed with those notifications turned on, and I will announce the winners in a couple of days. Good luck. So how this works is actually quite simple. And yes, it does work solo, and yes, it works on both Xbox and PC. So all this takes is good timing, and you already having said materials you want to duplicate, obviously. So how this works is, you build something with said required materials, you place the item down, you cancel it, and you double up, you duplicate the materials required to craft it. For instance, as you can see here, for me to craft this electric furnace, I need 50 refined ingots, 10 circuit boards, 20 polymer, and 20 carbon fiber. Now you obviously need the materials to craft it, but what we do is we trick the game to where we actually build it for free, not using our materials, but when we cancel that build, we get the required materials back from cancelling it. So we are getting the materials for any item we craft back for free. The bigger the item, the more materials you will get back. The faster this will work for you. and this works with literally anything you can place down on the floor. Okay, so to do this, guys, you need to have a base, obviously. And then, guys, you want to go to the outer edge of your base, which is that blue circle. Now, once you are here, you want to build a storage box on the inside of your base, so it's inside of that blue circle. Then, guys, you want to bring up the item you want to build and duplicate and get those materials back for, doubling up on them every single time you do this. And given you have the room, this works with any item you can place down. So this is how this works. You want to place down the item as you walk out of the circle, walk out of your base's barrier. It's important to also note that the materials to craft the item we are duping must not be in your inventory. They need to be inside of your base in any random container. It doesn't matter.
That's probably what's messing me up. Okay. Oh no. Yeah, it worked. Cool. Wait, am I really not doing it? I'm confused. No, I still don't get it. It's so weird. Like, I should be getting it. I'm, like, literally doing it right.
So place the item down inside of your base, inside of that blue circle, as you step outside of that blue circle, your base. Because if you step outside of that circle or you try and craft, you'll see the warning of insufficient.
Oh, I'm probably doing it wrong. Maybe. I can't get it to work.
Materials. And the trick here is to time it right where you step out of your base as you place the item down to build. So if you do time this right, you can then cancel the build in which you get the materials back for them. But in actual fact, guys, you never use your own. You never use the required materials in the first place. So therefore, we're just doubling up on said materials required to craft said items. So you are basically doubling up on the materials. Now it will take some good timing on your behalf, and you won't do it every single time, not until at least you get the technique down. And as you can see me doing on screen now, it does take good timing. I'm doing it on a funny ledge as my base is more or less completely included, so this is where I have to test this out. But on a flat surface, if you can do that, it will be much easier to pull off, although I wasn't really struggling whatsoever. And again guys, this works for any item you can place down, as long as you initially have the materials to craft said item inside your base. Another important thing as well, which you must do, and it's why I said to place that container down, that storage container, because whether you do this or not, whether you dupe the materials or not, it doesn't matter. You need to place the materials you have on you for cancelling the build inside of that container, which must be inside of your base. If you have the materials on your person in your inventory, as you step outside your base, you won't get the insufficient materials and will craft it from materials in your inventory. So make sure every time if you're doing this, you place the materials that you have inside your inventory for cancelling said item back inside the container, which needs to be inside of your base. So yeah, I've tried this with numerous things. I mean, even production lines I got to pull off in this little tight area here, and it worked perfectly fine. Getting back tons of ingots and
It's not working.
in a matter of
There's
seconds.
no way I'm doing it wrong.
And like I said, this does work on Xbox, it does work on PC, and I have no doubt, guys, as soon as they clock onto this, as soon as the developers clock onto this, it will be patched out of the game. So if I were you and you need anything in regards to a certain material that you're struggling to get, dupe it while you can.
Yeah, I'm over
It
it.
doesn't really help me much because I found a ton out of this game, and I only really did it for testing purposes and to bring you guys this video, but it does work wonders. And as I said at the start of the video, guys, I'm also the only person on YouTube who knows about this, as I posted. So surely that deserves a like on my behalf. It really does help me and the channel out. But yeah, a little rundown of exactly how this works. Go to the outer edge of your base, build a storage container inside of your base which you can access quick and easy, but make sure it isn't in your way. Then bring up the crafting menu, select the item you want to dupe the required materials to craft said item. And then guys, you want to try and craft the item, place the item down as you step outside of your base's circle. If you do indeed time this right, the item will be there waiting for you to craft, but if you cancel it, you will get the said materials back and they haven't been spent out of your base's inventory either, meaning you're basically doubling up on them. Now, it's important to make sure you have no materials inside of your inventory for the required item you want to build and dupe said materials. So make sure everything is put into that storage box container between every single time you're trying to do this. And well guys, it really is as simple as that. And again, I tried this for a little over 20 minutes. I mean, it was working more or less every third or fourth time of me trying it, but I was trying it on a weird angle inside my base, as you can see on the screen now. I mean, like I said, if you've got a flat surface, if your base's edge or any side of your base, the edge is on a nice flat surface, this will be much easier to do. But as I said, just make sure you have that storage container close by, and every time you initiate this and try and do this, every time you cancel that said item you're trying to duplicate, even if it hasn't worked, you haven't duplicated the materials, it's still important that you put the materials for cancelling said item inside that storage container that's inside of your base. That is massively important because if you have them inside of your inventory, when you try to do this, when you step outside of the base's perimeter, the actual barrier, you won't get the insufficient materials warning, which is required to do this exploit, this glitch. So yes guys, use and abuse this while you can. I do want to say a massive shout out to Kill Me999999999. Why so many nines in your name, I don't know, but he hit me up on my Instagram and actually told me exactly how to do this, so full credit to this dude. But there we have it guys, an amazing solo power world duplication glitch that you want to take advantage of while you can. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, leaving a like really helps out. If you like what you see, want to see more, be sure to subscribe. And hopefully guys, I will see you on that next one.
Well, you're right, like, no matter what, there's no good solution here. No matter what, it's an unfair solution because people who've been paying $3.99 a month now have to increase to $5.99 to submit clips. I don't want to do that, but I have to. I literally have to do that to fix the problem. Do you understand? And by the way, someone had a solution that doesn't work. Someone was saying, make the submission tier lower than the standard tier. That way, the submission tier, everyone can submit clips, but the standard tier is the one that's gifted. That's not how it works on YouTube. It's tiered access. So if there's a tier that's above the lowest, they get all of the perks under plus that. So a gifted membership would still be able to submit clips, and I can't stop that. Like, there's no way to actually stop that. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know. That sounds technical. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying. All right, let me put it this way. An ultra member has access to everything under them plus the Ultra Member perk. You see what I'm saying? So if I made a $4.99 standard member, and that's the one that gets gifted, and then I made a $2.99 submission tier, the gifted tier would still be able to submit clips, and I can't stop that.
Shit.
It gets everything under it. So I can't do it that way. I know what you're saying. You're thinking, oh, you know, fix this. I can't fix it. There's no way I can do it that way. It's just, it's screwed up. I have to have it so that we have kind of this low-end dummy tier that absorbs the gifted memberships, but has no other access to any other perks. And then we have to have the tier to submit clips above that, above $5, so it can't get gifted. That's the only way to fix this. Okay? HoboX says, why cancel any existing tiers and not just add the submission tier as the fourth and let people move over for the first month? Because if I don't cancel the tiers, that's not fair. If let's say someone right now is subscribed to $3.99 and they're not even paying attention to any of this, and now all of a sudden I take away their access to submit clips, but they're still paying $3.99. They'll be like, I paid for my subscription, I didn't get what I was agreed to. They agreed to pay $3.99 a month to be able to submit clips. And if I take that away, I basically kind of violated what I promised. You understand? It's like a violation of the agreement that we had. And it's not fair to them, especially those who have recurring memberships, who may pay that, right? And now not know they can't submit clips, and they go to do it and they can't do it. That's not fair. Oh, by the way, if you want the same exact features you already had, you have to pay extra. That doesn't make sense, right? So, here's the thing.
Come on.
If I cancel all the tiers, and I make it like a small dummy tier at like $1, $2, that's the gifted one. And it doesn't really have anything but emotes. And then we have another tier that's the one where you can submit clips, but you can also do the Q&A. I'm adding value. You see, instead of, you used to pay $3.99 just to submit clips. Well, now there's no longer a $3.99 tier, but there's a $5.99 tier where you can submit clips and ask questions.
I didn't do shit.
So there's added value. Okay?
It's gotta be patched.
Eternal Napalm, I have no idea what that means. Eternal Napalm says, ChatGPT says, have a time duration rule to mitigate spamming of subs. I don't know what that means. What is a time duration rule? Right? I don't know. So anyway, the problem, by the way, the Eternal says cancel Q&A. If I cancel Q&A, now I have no added value for people who are going from $3.99 to $5.99. I'd be saying, hey, you want to continue to submit clips? Pay me more money for the same thing. That's not right. The members of DSP Reacts have done nothing wrong at all. Why am I going to punish them and make them pay more money to get the same access that they have right now? That's ridiculously unfair, and I feel it's immoral. I'm not going to charge them more money for the same. That's bullshit. I'm not fucking Netflix, all right? I'm not just going to raise my price arbitrarily and put that cost onto the viewer because some fucking troll is trying to ruin it for everybody. I'm not a giant megalo corporation who does immoral shit. I'm a nice guy, okay? So I'm not going to do that. If I'm going to raise the price, then I'm going to have an added value, okay? But this is the question. If I do this, right, and I do the added value, right, how do we do the questions? Because, what I gotta figure out is, do we have a dedicated segment of the show where I literally just answer questions and everyone gets their question answered? Do I do randomized like I do right now with the clips where we have, okay, here's the thread, post up your question, and then on each show I'll just pick random questions and we'll answer them for like 20 minutes. And you're lucky if you get in or not, because I did random selector with them, right? This is what we gotta figure out. Okay? This is what we gotta figure out. No, we're not going to start doing video length and stuff like that. That's too complicated. Imagine now, every clip submitted, I got to sort by length. And then I have to do this, and I'll be doing 10 hours of work for a reaction that's 3 hours. You know, that's That's too much work. It has to be a show that's easy to do, or else there's no point in doing it, you know? Oh yeah, see, Eternal Napalm, sadly I can't do that. He says, what ChatGPT AI is recommending, don't let people who get gifted memberships participate until their second month. Can't do that on YouTube. The moment you become a member, you have access, and there's no way to time it, so you have to be a member for a certain length to get more access. That doesn't work on YouTube. No. I wish you did, that would be great. Actually, that would be a solution, because anyone who's only 1 month doesn't get access would actually solve the gifted issue, but you can't do that on YouTube. Nope. So, yeah, I think what the solution here is cancel the standard memberships, cancel the super memberships. They no longer will exist, and I'm going to lose all that support immediately. There's nothing I can do about that. Create 2 new tiers. One will just be the entry tier, which is, I mean, that's what I'll call it, entry tier. And it'll be like $1 or $2, and all you get is access to the emotes and the chat crown badge. That's it. Okay? Then there's the new standard tier, or the submissions tier. Maybe I'll call it submissions tier, right? And that'll be $5.99. And that tier will be, immune to the gifted, so it can't be gifted. You get to submit 2 clips a week for the show into the randomized playlist, and you get to submit questions for the Q&A into another thread. And basically, it's random select clips and questions. So now you get added value. You have a chance not only to get your clip watched, but also to get your question answered during the Q&A segment. So there's added value. It makes sense to pay
Yeah,
a little bit more.
fucking guy.
The problem is, I guarantee you, like with any change, I'm going to go from 100 members down to like 20. I guarantee it. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. This is what's going to happen. I'm going to lose a lot of income this week. And I'm already down on income because ad revenue is terrible in January, so I'm already down. And then on top of that, I lost a ton of membership income on this channel because people who normally would have become members or re-upped their memberships didn't do that because they got gifted memberships this month that were free. So I'm already down on a ton of income because of all this shit, And it's bullshit and it's not fair. But what can I do? I guess I just gotta tough it out.
Bitch.
And I have to hope that this next month goes really well. You know what I'm saying? Like I have to hope that in the between now and the end of the month.
God damn it.
Days left.
Kill them all.
Goes well. If the new releases on Friday perform well, people show up, they support those streams. I have to hope that, things in February go well with tips and the like, or else I'm gonna be screwed. And it's not my fault. What did I do wrong? Right now it shows on YouTube my views are actually higher this month than they were in December. My engagement is better this month than it was in December. And I've got other new channels that are successful. Throwback is doing good. But I'm doing poorly because of this bullshit, right? That's really fair. So, that's life. And again, I tell you guys this for a reason. I want you to know what's going on. I'm a transparent guy. I don't want people shocked that things are changing and stuff. I'm not going to just change stuff without discussing it with you, right? I just want to let it be known. Listen to me. I don't want to change DSP React. I like it as it is. It's this nonsense with this exploit and the trolls that are making me do that. I don't like having to fucking change stuff because of it, but I have to. It's only fair, or else there's no value. Everyone just gets one for free, and no one has a fair chance to get their clip watched, right? So I just have to do it. I think what I'm going to do, later tonight, I'm going to have to make a video to explain this, and I'm going to upload it to DSP Reacts and make it a featured video, and I have to cancel those membership tiers, and I have to make new ones, and then I have to hope people will become members on the new tiers, and if they don't, I'm fucked. Because like I told you guys, that channel is viable because of the members. Literally, that's it. If I didn't have the member support I had, I would not be able to use that channel. I don't make a lot of ad revenue on it because those videos all get claimed. So I make almost no ad revenue on the channel. When I stream, I barely get any income on the streams either. It's really based on the membership revenue. If the membership revenue now is half or less, there's no point in doing the channel anymore. And I don't want that to happen. I like that channel. I like that show. I want to continue doing it. I don't want my React channel to fail because some fuckface found an exploit on YouTube and ruined it. Okay? So, what can you do? Right? What can they do? That's life, I guess. So, yeah, I'm glad we talked about it. I hope you agree this makes sense, right? People in chat are saying, yes, it makes sense. It's fair. But again, you don't know how people are going to react. That's the problem. Whenever there's a change like this, typically people don't react well. They're pissed. You know, they'll be like, why? Why this change? You know? I mean, all I can do is explain it and hope that people understand. I know people don't want to pay more, but what can I do? All I can do is say, hey, I'm sorry, it's not my fault, but that doesn't really change the fact that, yeah, you have to pay more for the same ability to submit clips for the show because someone broke YouTube, right? Pretty messed up.
What an asshole.
Alright. Anyway, so yeah, this is weighing heavily on me. I don't want this channel to fail, right? Exactly, there's no crystal ball on outcome. And that's actually, I like that. There's no crystal ball on the outcome. I like how 104 Casper turned it. Right, there's no way for me to magically predict if this is going to work or not. This could work well, and the majority of people who are members will understand and come and become a new tier level member and be able to submit clips and nothing, no problem. Or it could be the flip side of that, where I do it and no one becomes a new member and now the whole channel fails, right? And I'll outright apologize to anyone on that channel who has had a gifted membership and has been able to submit clips and now you won't be able to anymore. That's not my intention at all, but that's just the only solution. When someone can literally buy infinite memberships for negligible cost, right? If someone could take a $5 bill and slap it down on the table and buy like thousands of gifted memberships, you can see the problem, right? That would ruin any channel where the membership has access to something, you know? It's no longer exclusive priority access to anything. It just makes it common access, right? So there you go. When will I be changing it? Likely tonight or tomorrow. Reason being, I have to do it soon because people need time to post up their clips for next week's show. If people don't become the new members levels and then post up clips for next week's show, there's no show for Sunday. You see? And we're about to hit episode 49. We're about to almost hit the 50 episode anniversary of the show, the 1 year anniversary. And now I have to make changes to make the show work because of these assholes. It sucks, right? So there you go. How dumb. Anyway, so we're probably gonna do it. What else can we do? And go from there, right? So there you have it. Let's see what happens. I'm probably gonna do it either later tonight or tomorrow. And I know it makes sense. Like I said, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put out a special video tonight on DSP Reacts to explain the fact that this has to change and why, to apologize, because this is fucked up, that I have to do it. Right? But what are you going to do? It's life. And go from there. Right? Okay? Alright, guys. So, it just sucks. I don't like ending it like that. I really don't. I don't like ending it like that at all. But I have to, right? Alright. Well, let's move on. As disappointing as it is to move on like that, we have to move on, right? Let's get to shout-outs for the show today, okay? First of all, Danny the DK, 5 months as a member here on the channel, so I fully understand it sucks this happened to you. Well, thank you for understanding and acknowledging that. It's life, right? But the good news is, thank God, it's not all the eggs in one basket. It's not, right? That's good. But at the same time, I don't want to see the whole idea of a reaction I did for a year fail now because someone broke the system. You know? It doesn't really affect DSP Gaming that much. It doesn't affect DSP Throwback, but any channel where these member tiers affect content, this is potentially awful, right? And nothing much can be done about that. So, okay. Anyway, awesome. Can't make it stop. second, I'm talking to people just in case I'm not gonna have to clear. Like, this is what I mean. Don't kid. Put it in, don't kid.
This is one of the kids. The questions just don't have answers.
Negative charity. He takes from the homeless. Big oinks. I don't know what's that. Big oinks, but I don't even know what to say. I don't even know. This man has homeless people giving him money. And by the way, I heard about the other stuff about our good friend Sean, and I'm not even gonna fucking touch that. I just wanted to at least touch on this topic because it's so fucked up, and DSP, you need to refund that money, dude. You need to refund that fucking money. Let's go ahead and jump into 7 years of slander, and we're gonna start off with a picture that, well, you'll see. Alright, so in order to prepare for the video, he tweeted out, "Okay, internet, this is it. For the first time ever, I'm going to directly counter all of the crap that's been spewed about me for the last 7 years right now on stream. So come join me as I run down the shit list of lies and tell you the truth about each one." And the guy's so fucking lazy, he couldn't even change his little thing there that advertises he's playing MLB The Show, which he wasn't. This was a fucking podcast. So he's ready. You're ready. I'm ready. Sean is definitely fucking ready. 7 years of slander. A fucking go. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Phil Burnell, aka Darkside Phil here. And I'm doing something very special tonight, something that was completely unplanned, something that's off the cuff, on the fly. The reason I'm doing this is because in the past couple of days, the internet at large has finally kind of turned an eye to me for the first time in a major way in a long time, in an actual positive light. Now, this video and stream is not going to be about that. Alright? I'm not going to be talking about how this other guy, this other content creator completely screwed up his life by doing messed up stuff. And basically, I had two pretty epic looking tweets that, yes, one of them was directly to him and one wasn't. It was more indirect, but two epic tweets that kind of went crazy on Twitter. One of which has like 6,000 likes, one has like over 17,000 likes, and major content creators, including guys like Heathly Productions and PewDiePie, amongst others, have been like referencing me. Boogie said that it was his favorite tweet ever. This is the first time in years that anyone has really come out and said anything positive about me, because sadly, as you guys and gals know if you are longtime fans of mine, there's a lot of bullshit and slander and all kinds of crap about me all over the internet. Alright? People are like, I guess it's not Heathly Productions, they say it some other way. I have no idea how they say it. I never saw it before. I'm just saying, big content creators, alright, have been referencing me in a good light. And I'm like, this is a great opportunity because I've got over 2,000 new Twitter followers, I've got hundreds of new followers on my YouTube channel. I know people are going to be coming out to check out streams. And if they don't see that, you know, I basically take this opportunity to do something positive and kind of almost clear my name for the last 7 years of slander that's been against me on YouTube in particular, but of course now it's all over the internet. I almost feel that sadly, there's not going to be another opportunity to do it. Because the thing is, there's so much crap that's said and done about me all the time, and yes, every once in a while on a stream or in a video, I can kind of denounce it and tell you the real story behind it. But the funny thing is that some of these things I've talked about at length in the past, and people just don't know. Oh, well, Phil addressed it. Well, we ignore the fact that he addressed it, and we just say that it's still a fact. I'm like, but no, I actually talked about this 2, 3, 4 years ago. I explained the whole situation from start to finish, and people are still like, well, it didn't happen, right? So the purpose of tonight's stream and tonight's video here is to basically take a lot of the things that are common things, misconceptions about me, slanderous statements, memes, things about Darkside Phil that have been said over the last 7 years, and kind of try to at least denounce them, debunk them, or at least tell you the truth about that situation. Now, you don't have to believe me, and the bottom line is there will be thousands of people out there that probably will never believe me no matter what I say. Anyway, there's nothing I can do about that, but at least I think this is a good place to start for those who now maybe, oh, I love Darkside Phil, maybe these epic tweets, but now we hear negative stuff about, this will finally be my opportunity to try to clear the air about all that stuff and kind of start a clean slate almost. because really that's what I've wanted. In the past 2 years, I've become a full-time live streamer rather than a YouTuber. That is my focus, and that's what I want to do. And it's hard when you have all this baggage from the past that's dragging along with you, and no matter how much you try to shake it and change for the better, you still have people who drag you down with all that shit, okay?
He's like a fucking crackhead at a free crack giveaway, man.
What?
And I wonder whose idea this was, his or Cat's. I could just imagine how many times he repeated himself or said to Cat, "Look at this epic tweet, honey. People like me again, honey. I'm gonna do a 7 years of slander, honey." And her response was probably, "Oh, that's nice," or "I don't care." Let's go back to the beginning. So, it's not about this guy that screwed up his life. It's about 2 epic viral tweets that he had. He legit said that. Some guy screwed up his life, and it's about 2 epic viral tweets he had dunking on that guy. And he doesn't kick people when they're down. Remember that. But this dude did a 2-hour video. Again, this was an hour and 47-minute video. Essentially a 2-hour video jacking himself off, basically, after another content creator had his life ruined, who was pro-Jared, obviously. And by the way, what ended up happening? Didn't the pro-Jared stuff end up being not as bad as people were making it out to be? And of course, this piece of trash never brings it up again. He just used it for a 2-hour video, made money off of it, tried to claim he had positive momentum, and look what happened. Absolutely nothing. This was recorded, I believe, in May of 2019. And what has changed? What has came from this? Then this motherfucker says, He Productions has taken notice of him. He Productions. He says, Boogie said it was his favorite tweet ever. Is that even a fucking good thing? Boogie's become almost as much of a lolcow as you, DSP. You probably don't want that recognition. Then, quote, "There's probably thousands of people out there who still won't believe me," unquote. A normal person might take that as a sign. Might say, you know what, maybe there's something wrong with me, or maybe I need to change something, but not this fucking guy. He just doubles down on everything.
Where the hell am I supposed to go?
I wonder why people still think you're a liar.
Damn
People
it.
called you a mobile game, fast food, gin addict for years. Your bank account gets hacked. Your transaction history leaked. And it proves everything people have said about you for years is true. Isn't it, Shawn Michaels? Next fucking clip.
So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to be doing is going down a list. I actually have a list of things here that I want to address live on the stream tonight. And hopefully, going through all of this stuff will be enough to kind of clear the air with a lot of things, and at least we'll be at square one, at least for some of you. Like I said, I know some people will never convince, but who cares, right? Also, this is honestly going to be almost like a weight off of me, because like I said, I usually never talk or address this stuff, and for me to finally be able to get it off my chest and talk about some of this stuff publicly is going to be a good thing. Now, a few things. Number one, I will be accepting, contributions during the stream as usual. Cheering, subbing, and tipping will all be allowed and everything. And I will periodically be updating the leaderboard with things like top tier, top tip, etc. However, I'm not going to be entertaining troll cheers or things coming in, that are blatant insults. No, I'm not going to be taking that. And also, in regards to just in general, I want to be able to focus in on what I'm talking about. So understand that maybe you guys will be contributing, you'll expect a shout out. I'll try to squeeze it in. But that's really not the main purpose of this stream. It's really just to clear the air about a lot of things, okay? So, for example, DJ Atomica did a 200-bit cheer. That made him the top cheerer so far of the stream tonight. I want to get him up on the leaderboard here, okay? And I got a $1 tip from Jack. What's your advice for trolls? Don't let the trolls get you down. The advice for the trolls, move on at this point. You know what I mean? Like, I can understand. Here's the thing, and this is the truth of the matter. I'm saying I'm going to debunk 7 years of slander, right? For 7 years, I've been the butt of the internet's joke because of the way that I used to act. 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. When I started on YouTube, I was a very obstinate, opinionated asshole who didn't want to think outside of my own realm of very narrow perspective, and I didn't want to walk in another person's shoes or see things from another perspective. And I would regularly, at the dawn of when I really had my height of popularity on YouTube, all right, I was an asshole. I'll openly admit that. I used to go out and say, oh, screw everyone who plays Minecraft. They're a bunch of immature idiots. Who the hell would ever want to play Minecraft, right? That's so ignorant. That's stupid. You know what? Why would I say that? But that's dumb shit I used to do. Oh my God, Super Dale Kojima makes terrible games. So I would say stuff like that. People would take it as like serious shit, and they would then hate him. And they would make tons of videos about me, and they would hate me back then. Over the years, different things happened. Like the "this is how you don't play" movement, where people would take my gameplay and unfairly, honestly, edit it together to only show moments where I really sucked or I was doing stupid shit in a game and I was just, talking out of my ass. And those would go viral on YouTube. And sadly, that would now make people think that, like, there's no valid content that I put out there, when in reality, that was a skewed perspective. Now, it was a true perspective. The things that were in those videos were taken right out of my videos. It wasn't like people were adding stuff in that wasn't in the videos. But taking stuff out of perspective of an entire playthrough makes you look bad, right? So really, it was 20.
Alright, I've said this before, but this is what bothers me the most about this fucking guy, man. This is one of the things that he does. Once again, he brings up how he was a dumb or shitty person in the past. And of the million examples he could give, he uses what he said about Minecraft and Kojima. You know, he skips over all the racist shit he used to say, skips over calling his fans, quote-unquote, gay, retarded, immature, spoiled little shits, unquote. Skips over beating off live on stream. Skips over calling iJustine a whore, and that she was getting gangbanged at some conference by a bunch of executives. Meanwhile, you say one negative thing about his wife nowadays, and it's the end of the fucking world. But nah, none of that shit matters. He said stuff about Minecraft and Kojima. Those are his fuck-ups. Back to the beginning of it. And of fucking course, he's not going to respond to troll cheers, and he's essentially not going to respond to anyone that's going to call him on his bullshit or dispute any of the things he's going to debunk. Imagine that. A debunked stream where no other opinion is allowed. Isn't that exactly what he's accusing others of doing to him? Spreading misinfo and bullshit about him when he can't debunk it or defend himself properly. And then look at this shit. No one else. person that just made one little mistake, man. But it always fucking comes back to that. Let's go back to the beginning of it. All the slander over the years has come into his personal life and affected him.
Oh, shit. All right.
Blah, blah, blah.
What do we got here?
Maybe that's partly your fault for trying to monetize every aspect of your life for years. Maybe you should take some of the blame for it. But now it's the evil trolls that do all this shit, and he's an innocent person that lives a private life. What a fucking joke.
Okay.
Then he says people were taking clips out of context and making you look like a racist. Are you fucking kidding? Didn't this guy just say a few minutes ago that the clips weren't taken out of context because they were clips of him actually saying the stuff? And because he would joke about his own heritage, that makes it okay for him to be racist. He talks about all these friends he had that weren't white and blah, blah, blah. Then why were the main two people that were supposedly your friends that were on camera regularly white? Why did you go out of your way to claim your girlfriend with an Asian-sounding name wasn't Asian, she was a white?
Damn it.
And I take one look at you here, buddy, and you look a white. And I don't got anything against white people, but when you're sitting here trying to say you've had all these multicultural and all this bullshit and these different friends, and the proof doesn't show that, man. I don't know. And then he starts giving us Howard Stern's life story. What the fuck does this have to do with debunking 7 years of slander? What the fuck does Howard Stern have to do with you? Not a damn thing. Don't slander his fucking name, jackass. Next clip.
At that time, I thought that it was funny. Now, here's the thing, that actually got me banned off of a website that was not YouTube. It got me banned off of a website called Blip.tv. You may have heard of them. It's a business that existed back then. And what happened was, I had been doing YouTube videos from 2008 to 2010 as a hobby. I had never made a dime doing it. I had never monetized any videos. Well, I wanted to monetize my videos because I got laid off. I've been working at an office job for almost 5 years. I got laid off out of nowhere unexpectedly. And I found the underdog of the internet. People supported me. They loved my YouTube videos at that point and really wanted to see me succeed. Okay. And so what ended up happening was I went to Blip TV and I started uploading my videos there because on Blip you could monetize your gameplay videos. You couldn't do that back then in 2010 unless you had a specialized partnership with a third-party company. So I went to Blip, and within 1 month of me uploading my gameplay videos to Blip, I was making good money. And actually, I was the second-ranked guy on the fucking website under the Nostalgia Critic. The Nostalgia Critic was number 1. I was number 2 within a month, which was pretty insane. But what ended up happening was I put out that video, that Dead Space 2 demo video with that kind of jokes and commentary in it. And what happened was my trolls, which I've always had trolls. Even back then when I was quite popular, I had trolls. My trolls staged a campaign, which they later admitted publicly was a fake campaign. They mass emailed Blip TV, pretending to be hundreds of upset people, saying, "How dare you have someone on your site making these kind of commentary and stuff like that." Okay, and it sucks because they got Blip TV management saw these hundreds of complaints. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. They watched the video. They're like, "Okay, get rid of them," and they kicked me off the site. All right. It sucks. I was banned from Blip TV because of troll activity. The bottom line was the thing I got banned for is pretty heinous.
That's all I want to do.
read jokes about Nazis and shit. It's not funny. I, at that point in my life, 9 years ago, was very mature and thought that was, and thought that I think I would start, I should be all right. But obviously, it's wrong. And the thing is, now in 2019, I come out and say, "My God, that's so stupid. Why did I do that?" But that's something always that people try to say. Phil was a racist. Phil always used to do videos that were racist content and stuff. No. In fact, it was a rarity when I did stuff like that. That's why it was funny. And every once in a while, I would go out of control and do stuff like that. But now, in the modern era, I can fess up to it and tell you guys I'm not like that anymore. I realized how stupid and dumb that shit was. It's kind of similar.
Absolutely incredible. This guy was nearly 30 and still talking like that in front of a camera. In front of thousands of people, no less. It's one thing to make jokes with your friends or in the privacy of your own home. But I would imagine by the age of 30, most of us would have enough common sense to not go out and say a bunch of racist or immature shit at our jobs, or just outside or in public in general. But that's too much to ask for this piece of shit because of Howard Stern, apparently. Let's go back to the beginning of the clip. Direct quote. I was making good money, unquote. There's another Phil Burnell special. Can't tell you any kind of exact amount. It's always a good amount of money, a couple of bucks on mobile games. I was making okay money, etc., etc. Remember that for later. I was making good money. Just remember that quote. And then we move on a little bit, and it's fucking incredible. Now, I wasn't around for Blip TV, so I don't know how much of what he's saying is true about trolls reporting him, etc. But what I do fucking know is that he just glossed over what he said. What he said that actually got kicked off the fucking platform, by the way, and went straight to the trolls, mass reporting him and trying to ruin his life. This dude had a victim mindset his entire fucking life. It's always trolls. It's never his fault. There's no responsibility. There's no accountability. It's just fucking trolls. And Blip was stupid for believing them. Obviously. Next fucking clip.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 2012, I made public my relationship with a woman at that time who was my girlfriend. Okay, and she very much became a part of my content over a 5-year span that I was involved with this woman. She went by Hangout on the internet. That was her nickname or whatever. And there's always been lies and slander and complete horrific nonsense regarding my relationship with Pandali, which is horseshit. And the thing is, it's in my past. We haven't been together in over 2 years. I now have married to a beautiful, lovely woman named Pat, and my life is great. But the thing is, people to this day still fucking bring up this bullshit. So tonight, for the first time ever, I'm debunking this bullshit. All right? The first thing that everyone fucking says to me is that, Phil, you first met Pandali when she was underage. She was under the age of 18. When you first started talking to her, you were grooming her so that you would finally go out with her and all this shit. And all of that is complete and utter fucking bullshit, nonsense, false. The truth of the matter is that back then, this was a different era, all right? It really was. It was a different era of YouTube. And back then, we used to private messaging. I don't even use that anymore. I sent me a private message on YouTube. I haven't even looked at a private message in for 5 years. I'm not even exaggerating. Okay. So she actually, as a fan, a viewer, private messaged me on my TSP gaming channel. I believe the very first date was that it was like November of 2011. November of 2011. Okay. And I didn't know who she was. Basically, she was someone friendly, someone who I talked to back and forth via messaging for about 2 months. And then after that, we wanted to start talking a little bit more, so we started texting each other. And, it just grew from there. Then we dated on and off from the year 2012. I say probably we made our early to 2012, all the way through 2014, when eventually she moved in with me as we moved across the country out here to the state of Washington. And she lived with me from 2014 until early 2017 when we broke up. Okay?
And look how quickly he just glosses over how they met. How long they exchanged messages for. And that she was a young, immature fan of his. He just glosses over it. And it's so fucking weird and creepy, too. That would be like me or somebody else trying to fucking wine and dine females and just say, hey, I like your videos. What the fuck, man? And then, let's go back to the beginning. Didn't this fucking guy just say he wasn't talking about personal shit and that it was unfair to his ex or to his dumbass wife? Just like the Leanna hospital story, by the way. He doesn't give a fuck, man. No one else matters but himself. He clearly said he's not going to talk about other people because it's unfair, and then look at him. And the truth is, I don't know whether she was underage at the time or not, man. What I do know is that he was 11 years older than her. Like, if you're 41 and your girlfriend is 30, I can maybe understand that. But when you're 29,
Come on.
barely turned 18, and that's not even up for debate, by the way. I mean, what the fuck, dude? It makes him look exactly like what he's trying to debunk here. A fucking groomer that picked out a fan of his to be his fucking girlfriend. And how Shawn Michaels is it that the whole reason for this debunk stream is because supposedly that's what Pro Jared did. Picking out fucking fans and trying to groom them. Can't make this shit up, man. Next fucking clip.
Information, and if you do the math, you see, well, when we started dating, she was 18. When we moved in, she was 20. She turned 21 later that year. We celebrated her 21st birthday at a restaurant. She had a drink out for the first time. So it's ludicrous bullshit. Now, one thing I will publicly admit is that we have a very big age gap. I was roughly just under 11 years older than her. And honestly, at first, the relationship was great, and it didn't work out. I honestly will tell you to this day because I think we were too much of an age gap apart. She had ideas of what she wanted to do with her life and stuff that I was far past that. I wanted to have a more settled life where we're just kind of settled in a home, and it's an adult life. You work, you pay your bills, you go out every once in a while and have fun. While she was more the adventurous type, she wanted to constantly travel. She wanted to do all shit that we couldn't do. I couldn't afford to do it. And we just grew apart over the years. So the bottom line is it didn't work out, I think, mostly because of her age, the age difference. I think that's what it was. That, having that big amount of an age gap. At first it was fun because we were dating, so she would come and visit me and we'd spend some time. Every once in a while I would go and visit her. We'd go on these trips and stuff together, and it worked out nice. But then when we finally started living together and we kind of realized maybe we weren't as compatible as we thought because we were such a big age gap, all right? And that's the truth of the matter. Behind all of that bullshit that people make up, okay?
Okay, so the narrative is he wanted to live an adult, mature life. Meanwhile, at the same time, at this same fucking time, he's making racist jokes, talking about tits and sex all the time, making scat jokes, and acting like a fucking dumbass in general. But he wants to live an adult, mature life, and she's too young. But gee, Phil, why weren't you acting like a fucking adult then? And by the way, this piece of trash is still blowing bubbles, playing dress up on stream. And by the way, I want my fucking Skittles. We want our fucking Skittles. We're gonna get our fucking Skittles. If it's the last thing I do on this earth, I'm gonna get my fucking Skittles. Direct quote. She wanted to travel and do all these things I couldn't afford to do, unquote. While he was making fucking bank on YouTube, by the way. And I mean big time bank. But somehow couldn't afford to take a couple of vacations a year. Even though he did somehow take a couple of vacations a year.
Do I have coal? Yeah.
Oh, gee, Phil,
Yeah.
fucking started dating an 18-year-old.
Yo, what the fuck?
with no work
This
experience.
motherfucker. Huge.
That wasn't going to school either. Maybe get someone closer to your own age that can help do that stuff. Just a thought. And by the way, look at him now. Still claiming he can't afford to do this stuff with his part-time wife. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on. Fool me can't get fooled again. Bae. Next clip.
Alright, let's be very clear.
Oh, my dude died. Oh shit, I'm
Of the
fucked.
relationship, because people basically made shit up completely about that, saying someone dumped someone or did this or did that. First of all, what happened is none of anyone's fucking business. And the bottom line is that myself and my ex never disclosed that information. We never will. Because it's none of anyone's fucking business. The truth of the matter behind everything that happened. Alright? But there was a weird situation because we had already broken up in early 2017. Alright? We had already broken up. And when we had broken up, we didn't make it public because we didn't want drama. We knew if we made it public after being together for almost 5 years that it was going to cause monstrous drama and people were going to be all up in our shit and try, keep in mind, over the years, I've been swatted. Our family members had been swatted. People who don't even live with me and my ex have been swatted as a result of just being related to us. So we were like, there's no way that we could disclose that we're breaking up because they'll probably be trying to find out moving arrangements or where she's moving, all kinds of fucked up shit, okay? So we didn't announce when we broke up. We purposely didn't to keep it hidden because we didn't want people to be fucking around with our lives, all right? But there was one particular day when I was streaming, I believe I was doing like a podcast, and I get a call, all right, call was from my ex's job saying,
Really?
you know, had
Really?
an issue, and we need you to come pick her up. And I'm like, well, first of all, she's my ex. We don't go out anymore. So why am I getting this call? So apparently there was no one else, none of her friends wanted to help her or whatever. I don't know the deal. I don't know the truth of the matter behind the scenes at all. Okay? At that point, my ex was in the process of moving out of the house. Like, she had some of her stuff out already, and she was staying somewhere else temporarily, but she was kind of half in, half out at this time. So I was like, well, I guess I'll do the nice thing. I'll be the nice guy. I'll go and get her and figure out what the hell's going on. By the time that I got to her job, I had to pay for an Uber and everything. By the time that I got to her job, she was already at the hospital. So I took the car. By the way, I was still letting her drive my car, despite the fact that we were broken up. She was still driving my car. I was that nice of a guy. I go to the hospital
Piece of shit.
to find out what the hell's actually going on, and I guess she had a panic attack. Now, this is all public information. We talked about it 2 years ago. I'm not revealing anything that hasn't already been revealed, all right? Apparently, she had a panic attack, and it was probably in regards to the fact that not only was she stressed out at work, but we had broken up other things, all these factors that come into play.
I guess she had a panic attack. Now, this was all public information that we revealed 2 years ago, unquote. No. I think you came home that night and uploaded a video to your YouTube channel titled Emergency in all caps, and then proceeded to tell every single detail about what she went through. And still somehow made the incident all about yourself. And by the way, lied throughout the whole video that she was still your girlfriend. That's what fucking happened. Keep this shit up, Phil. And I'm gonna offer her like $500. Send her a list of pre-approved questions that don't disrespect her in any way, and we'll get the fucking truth. The more that I see how defensive he is, the more I think that he did either cheat on her or she caught him talking to Kat, or he did something really, really bad. Because usually he'd be trying to play victim and get the narrative that she did this, she did that, and he's so fucking defensive. I mean, it honestly looks like he did something, but whatever, it's my own fucking opinion. And then she was still driving his car despite them being broken up. Because that's how nice of a guy he was. Well, that's your fucking fault, dumbass. You know, how is it he used to make her take the bus to work when they're together, but he still lets her use his car after they break up? You know, nothing ever makes sense with this fucking guy, and I think she didn't know how to drive or something, but still, you make your girlfriend take the bus to go to work, man. I mean, drop her off yourself at the very least. Teach her to fucking drive. Drop her off yourself. It's not hard to do this stuff. But then, of course, after they break up, she still uses the car. And again, it just doesn't fucking make sense with this guy, man. Next clip.
So all that being said, all right, when I came back home, she was all zonked out or whatever, and she's like, you're going to go on the stream now and tell everyone about the story, right? I was like, of course I am, as long as it's okay with you. And she was like, yeah, go ahead. So I did. I came back, I did a stream where I explained exactly what I just told you guys. So basically the story ins and outs, only I had to spin it to not let you know that we were already broken up, okay? And then it was actually over the course of the next week or two that she moved all her stuff out, and that was the end of our relationship. That was it. And all I saw on the internet was slammed. Phil, without permission, went online and disclosed a medical issue with his girlfriend / fiance. At the time, we were supposedly engaged, even though we had broken up. People thought we were still engaged. And gave all her medical history to everyone on the internet. And then it said that he's not giving permission for her to ever have an ambulance come and pick her up ever again. That from now on, no one should ever call the emergency line, but instead they should just hand her a pill and leave her alone. Like, what the fuck? Where did you get that from the story that I told? Like, that's not even close to what happened. All right? I was concerned that here's someone who I'm already broken up with. I went out of my way to help her. I didn't have to. We weren't together anymore. But I went out of my fucking way to go help her. All right? And I basically get slammed for having my concerns over her financial well-being because I know she's going to get a giant bill from the hospital, and they didn't do anything. They literally didn't do a fucking thing for her besides hand her a pill at the store where she had her fucking panic attack. It's preposterous. Now, the other thing is people saying, oh, well, that's all well and good, but you didn't have permission to do that. Well, then why, literally why, when I was here on my stream talking about it publicly, was she on her social media posting up, "Don't worry, everyone, I'm okay"? There's a picture of her with her hospital bracelet on. "Don't worry, everyone, I'm okay." Because it was okay, because there was always permission given, but even people are fucking assholes, Seriously, they just make shit up. They make shit up to perfectly hurt me, alright, to make this into make me look bad. Alright. So, yeah, that's the other thing. So, just so you guys know, I have a list. I actually have a list of things that are kind of misconceptions that people slander about me. Demanded she never go to a hospital ever again, instead they just give her a pill and leave her where they found her. How could I have made that demand when we were broken up? I have control over anything with her. Like I said, we had talked about it on the way home, how preposterous it was that they took her to the hospital, right? And now they're going to charge her thousands of dollars, and they literally did nothing. A doctor didn't even come to fucking see her. A counselor came in the room instead. Unreal. Like, you can't have a panic attack because of a major medical issue. You could, but they didn't even bother checking.
Fucking incredible. He's directly quoting what he said in that hospital video and saying, "Where the fuck did you get that I said that you can't take her to the hospital and to just give her a pill and leave her somewhere?" This is how fucked up this guy is. He's saying that trolls spread misinformation and lie. Meanwhile, he's repeating what he said that same day, almost word for word. Is that how you do? What planet are we in that this is how you debunk something?
Why does this guy want money?
By fucking repeating what you said word for word, proving what you said.
Wait, do I
is
be fine?
debunked.
Oh no, I'm fine.
You said she was drugged up and out of her mind. But he takes that as permission to talk about what happened to someone he's not in a relationship with, by the way. And because she posted on her social media that she's okay, that gives you the right to say any fucking thing you want.
Well, I guess. Oh no, I don't have my dude yet.
Again, a direct quote from that video was, "I'm going to tell them, if this happens again, no. You get no fucking permission to take her to the hospital. If this happens again and you want to give her a pill, then give her a pill and just leave her somewhere." Unquote. Can't make this shit up, man. So he summarizes everything he just talked about, and his proof is just saying no to a bunch of shit. That was his literal proof, just saying no. Then my favorite part happens. Direct quote. "Yes, we were about 10 to 11 years apart in age, and yes, I do feel that actually was an issue that in the long term, once we moved in together, we realized was an issue we didn't really know beforehand." Unquote. So you didn't think that was an issue when you were 29, almost 30, and she was 18 or 19. It's always fucking excuses, man. Always. Never take any responsibility or act like a fucking man. Just make up lies and excuses for everything the Phil Burnell way. And then when fucking shit comes back at you, just declare bankruptcy like the piece of trash that you are.
So I don't understand why people to this day will say that I ripped off my friends and I didn't pay them. Now, in regards to Project 7, all right, which is the one thing that honestly, didn't go right, and people can say, okay, well,
Why?
paid her.
Why?
Up front, we had meetings, 2 of them, not 1, 2 fucking meetings up front before we even started production of Project 7 on making money on it. And it was going to be that I was going to make the ad revenue on the videos. But we were going to try to sell the Project 7 t-shirts, and whatever we sold, we would get an equal cut, depending on who financed them. And who financed them? Me and Howard. We were the 2 people who financed them in the end. Because we had to make those t-shirts up front before we could actually sell them. It wasn't like today on Teespring where you could just have them be made on the fly. Instead, back then, that didn't even exist. There was nothing like Teespring. You had to make the t-shirts early, pay for them up front, and sell them. And we had plans to go to conventions and sell them and do all this stuff. Respect the Pack didn't want any money at all. I had asked them up front what do you guys want out of this? And they said, we want exposure. We want our channels on YouTube to get exposure as a result of working on the project with you. And then the one thing that we all collectively agreed on was that we were going to eventually, when we finish the series, make a DVD set and try to sell that and make big money on that, because that could be a really cool collectible that viewers wise, a DVD set where we could, who knows what the production cost is, $10, we sell for 20, 25, and then we would split all that amongst all of us as profit. And this would be, if it was successful, the first of future collaborations where we could do other projects and explode out there and do spin-offs and all kinds of stuff, and I was totally okay with that.
All right. So what ends up happening? John and I are talking about this, and John says, "I'm going to talk to him." So what does John say? John goes up to him and says, "Dude, throw him some money, man. These guys, if you throw them some money, they'll continue. If not, they're going to stop."
Yeah, that's a great point. It's like anytime there is a problem, I always do address it right to his face.
Yeah. So
Which is not a big sin.
What does he say? He has the audacity to say, "Oh, they didn't. I told them, or I asked them if they wanted money, and they denied it." That's a fucking load of shit.
Okay, so
Because I talked to them afterwards.
alright, so
Well, I don't know, Phil. They seem to be calling you fucking liars there. And I would trust them a whole hell of a lot more than I would trust you. So he says the original deal was that DSP would keep all the ad revenue off of the Project 7 videos. And by the way, you've heard him recently talking about how much he was making in ad revenue. He said that in the last couple of days. The ridiculous amounts of money. We've heard him recently say he could upload any video to his channel about anything, and he was making tons of money off the videos. And keep that in mind for the rest of this segment. Just keep that fucking in the back of your head. He then goes on to say that everyone else agreed to take a percentage of all the t-shirts that were sold for Project 7. He then changes this to say it was going to be split between the people that financed the shirts originally, which he says was him and Howard. And then a direct quote. Respect the Pack didn't want any money at all. I had asked them up front. Unquote. He then says they told him they simply wanted exposure as payment for working on the project. He then goes on to say they agreed to take a percentage of the DVDs that were to be sold from Project 7 after the fact. Boy, isn't that fucking convenient? So they don't want surefire money, which you were absolutely getting from ad revenue. They wanted a potential cut of money from DVD sales in the future. Why would two guys want to take less money in the future, which may or may not even be guaranteed for the work they're currently doing, when they could get a sure 100% guaranteed payday right then and there? Yeah, I believe you, Phil. Way to fucking debunk everything here, you stupid idiot.
Right? And that was all what our plans were up front. There was never discussion that people were going to get paid based on how the videos performed on YouTube. There was never discussion about how much money anyone's investing in the series. There was never discussion about anyone getting a paycheck out. Ever. It never happened. Okay? Now, I guess the one mistake that I made is I was the one who everything was on the line. I was the one with the YouTube channel that was big. I was the one who ultimately, if things went wrong, was going to get the flack for it, right? So what I probably should have done, and I'll tell you right now, if I ever do something like this again, I know to do it, is I will have a fucking contract drawn up, a legal contract, all right, by which, if I'm going to have a business arrangement in the future, I know everyone signs it and it's in writing, so these guys can't come back years later and make stuff up and say, oh, Phil never paid us and none of that. You never said you wanted money. Our agreement was there was no payment to come. In fact, and this is the truth of the matter, people very, very much overestimated the amount of money that Project 7 ever made. If you look at the Project 7 videos themselves, I think the highest one ever was like, at that time, 180,000 views. In reality, I probably made $300 on that video. That's it. 180,000 views, it doesn't equate to a lot of money. It's like $300 or $300 on a video like that. And so if you add it up, okay, Project 7 had 4 episodes, plus a few trailers or whatever. What did I make? $1,000 on the whole thing? Well, guess what? I spent more money myself on Project 7 than I ever made because I bought all the prop guns, the replicas, those guns you saw in the videos that were hundreds of dollar props. I bought all those. I bought games and supplies and things. I was buying supplies for the shoot and everything. Like, I was the one financing the whole thing. So I spent more money than I ever made on Project 7. There was no profit. It was not a profitable thing at all. In fact, it was a loss. The t-shirts that we had, all right, the t-shirts that we had bought to sell, we didn't sell half of them. So I spent more money on the t-shirts than I ever made. And the funny part about the whole thing is Howard apparently is so angry at me because we invested money in these shirts and he never got paid for the shirts. Dude, I still have half of them in the fucking house. We didn't sell them. If you don't sell it, there's no profit to fucking pay it off. I never got my money back for the shirts, so why should you? That was what we call a bad investment. We put money into something that didn't sell. The series got canceled because your friends in Respect the Pack decided not to continue with the series because they weren't getting the exposure that they wanted. So they had sour grapes about putting so much work into the series and not getting the exposure they wanted. Oops, we had already agreed with Phil that we weren't going to take any money, so they just quit, and then we couldn't sell shirts anymore. It's my fault, so now I'm supposed to give all Howard's money back that he invested into these shirts, even though I didn't make my money back, so I'm going to take not only a loss for the investment, but not pay him his money back. It was a double investment. You see what I mean? This is insanity.
The fucking lengths that this guy is willing to go to lie. Just to lie. This guy, you know, if you put him out on the plank and told him to walk the plank or tell the truth, this fucking guy would fall over the edge. He would fall into the water with his hands tied behind his back, blindfolded. I mean, this guy can't tell. He's allergic to telling the truth, man. This is incredible. So his rationalization is that because he didn't make money off Project 7, no one else should either. Hold on, guys. Let me write this down in my future business notes. Hold on, guys. Make sure not to pay any employees or partners unless I get paid a bunch of money first. It doesn't matter how much work they do. Just tell them to go fuck themselves. Years after the fact, of course. As I'm safely on the other side of the country in a gated community. Are you guys writing this down, by the way? I sure hope so. Owen, he made money off Project 7. We just have to take his word for it that he lost money on the whole thing. Debunked. Back to the beginning of it, he said, oh my God. He said the lesson he learned is that if he ever does something like this again in the future, he's going to have a legal contract drawn up. What the fuck difference does it make? You don't honor your fucking legal obligations anyways. Your signature doesn't mean jack shit. A legal obligation and a contract. I wish you would, motherfucker. And he said one of the videos on Project 7 got 180,000 views, and that was the highest, and he probably made $300 off of that video. He says he probably made $1,000 off of Project 7 total. Now I'm going to play you a little clip here that I came across from October 1st of 2019. It's about a 40-second clip. Just listen to what he says, and you'll know it when he says it. And then we're going to go directly into the next clip after that. Let's see what we have fucking got.
I mean, it's very, very sincerely, too. I want you guys to understand something. I don't like advertising. I don't want to. I never wanted to. Back in the day, when I was a full-time YouTuber, all right, and when I made ridiculous amounts of ad revenue money on my videos, because number one, my views were crazy, and number two, because ad revenue on YouTube was insanely good back then. It was the wild west of YouTube when everything went, and there were so many ads to go around, it was insane. Okay? All right. Let's continue. I can't believe some of this shit. I really can't. Here's one that's new to me. I didn't even hear about this one until today. I groomed 2 fangirls and used them for sex and extra money. What? What? What the fuck? I don't even know what that is. I don't know how you even say that. Where is there any evidence of that? I don't even know where that's coming from. I have no clue where the fuck that's coming from at all. Like, what? That's a first. And I didn't make that up. It's on the same fucking list here that I pulled right off fucking Twitter today. People believe this. The thing is, like I said, my life's always been very transparent, and it wasn't until when I started dating Kat that I made things more private. But you guys know how busy I am. You guys know how much I work. You guys see I'm on stream all the time. I'm making videos constantly. When the fuck was I secretly grooming fangirls for these covert meetings and shit? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? This shit is just out of control. All right. I mean, of course, that would lead me to Phil said that he needed money for taxes, and he used it to buy an escort from Europe to fly the escort multiple times across the world to spend time with him so he could pretend like he had a girlfriend and all that. And of course, that thing was all debunked because that was proven that was actually a middle-aged couple over in fucking like Central Europe or some weird shit who had been catfishing people for like a decade doing this, and they were using other people's personas and online profiles, basically doing identity theft to pretend to be other people. And what they would end up doing is try to blackmail people. So I think what their game was is that eventually what they wanted to do to me by lying on the internet and saying that, oh, I was escort, that I was a Phil or whatever, they were going to try to blackmail me and say, well, if you pay us a certain amount of money, we'll go away and never say this ever again. But I don't care about that shit. I already had so many people talking shit about me, I didn't care, and I just said, fuck you, and I ignored it, and it went away within 2 months when finally people did the research, and found out that it was just crazy couple doing insane shit, okay? But again, this is another thing that people still to this day say Phil had an escort. It's like, no, actually, that one was 100% completely debunked, but people still believe it because they're fucking morons.
Alright, and that's the last clip for this video, for part 1. We are going to have a part 2, don't you worry. There's just so much, but let's go back to the beginning of it. Direct quote. You guys know how busy I am and how much I work. Unquote. Why do you tease us like this, Phil? Why do you sit there and lie to the camera like that? You're probably the laziest piece of fucking trash I've ever seen in my life. And then imagine that. He doesn't care about someone blackmailing or some catfishing couple over in Europe because his reputation is already so bad, he just doesn't even care. You can't even make this shit up, man. This can't be real life, dude. And then another direct quote. But people still to this day say, Phil had an escort. It's like, no. That one was actually 100% completely debunked. But people still believe it because they're fucking morons, unquote. Well, gee, Phil. I wonder why all those fucking morons out there still believe it. I wonder if it's because you were secretly flying some whore in from across the country multiple times to have fucking staycations. Meanwhile, all that time, you were lying about being sick and needing time off from your strenuous job. And then after you spent a bunch of money doing that, you conveniently decided to announce her to your audience, and you mysteriously had some tax issue come up. And you needed to raise tens of thousands of dollars to save your house and get the IRS off your ass. And then it turns out nothing negative even happened to you. But yet, your whore somehow flies in again for Christmas vacation, and then eventually moves across the country with you. And all this time, she barely works 20 hours a week at a fucking grocery store. I can't figure out why these stupid fucking morons would believe any of this stuff out there. Debunked. Alright, that's the end of part 1 of 7 years of truth. Again, we'll have part 2 probably up in about 7 to 10 days. I'm gonna work on the To Catch a Payday Halloween edition for a while. This guy just lies so fucking much, man. He says anything in the moment just to get out of that fucking situation. He doesn't care how it looks. Years down the line, months down the line. And this is why it's important to go back and watch this shit. It just shows and proves how much of a liar. He just tries to weasel his way and snake his way out of everything, man. It's fucking ridiculous, but anyways, we'll have part 2 up in about 7 to 10 days. To Catch a Payday Halloween edition coming soon. Thank you for everybody that showed up to the premiere. Thank you if you contributed. Thank you. Let me give one big shout out to Dominic. Dominic sent me a contribution. I'll just say he sent me $50 a couple of days ago. And he had a very, very long, detailed message for me. Just, a lot of fucking encouragement. And not to for me not to care what other people are thinking about me, especially with the PayPal links. I'm sure some of you saw this shit. You know, people feeling the type of way about me, whatever. I don't give two fucks, man. And like I posted in that community post, I ain't fucking going nowhere. So you might as well get used to it, homeboy. I ain't fucking going away. But shout out to Dominic. Thank you for the encouragement. You know, thank you for the kind words. GAT sent me again another fucking contribution. I'm gonna have to refund this one. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is too much for me, bro. I'm not gonna be able to fucking coordinate all this shit. He's essentially wants to do the raid on Halloween, which I'm up for. We can just go in there and just raid, but this dude's talking about having cash award prizes for best troll name and best, and I'm just like, dude, I can't do this. So I appreciate it. Please contact me in the Discord or on Twitter. You don't have to keep tipping me just to exchange messages with me, bro. You can contact me on Discord or Twitter, and I will respond. If you want to coordinate something like this, that's up to you, but I can't do it, man. I'm going to be trying to do live streams here. I got another video I'm trying to work on. I'm down with the raid on Halloween night if we all want to do this. But, you know, that it's just too much, bro. It's just too much. I appreciate you always thinking of me and tipping me, but I'm going to refund this one, buddy. But thank you anyways, man. Outside of that, man, shout out to all the plump pimps out there holding it down. And I will talk to y'all very, very soon. And as always, a fucking go.
What the fuck? I'm back in class. So you always in time. What the fuck? I'm back in class. You always in time.
What the hell? Come on, bro.
All the crap that people are saying, you know, recently about things such as, oh, hold on a second. Oh, forget that. That wasn't interesting. Now, I thought it was something interesting coming. It was nothing interesting at all. Alright,
Come on. Where are you going?
anyone who's been watching my stuff in the last 2 years knows that I'm financially not in a very good situation. You know, every time that it looks like I'm getting ahead somehow, sadly, I get screwed. All right. First, it was the YouTube ad apocalypse in 2017. The YouTube ad revenue fell completely through because a bunch of advertisers left. So I changed myself up from being a full-time YouTuber to a full-time streamer, and I started to recover. Things were actually getting good. Then I get a message from the Washington State Department of Revenue that I was supposed to be paying state business taxes ever since I moved here in 2014, and I had it for 3 years. Oh, guess what? My accountant at the time screwed everything up and never did it right. So because of that, I owed thousands upon thousands of dollars back state taxes that I never paid. It wasn't my fault. It was because the asshole who I was paying and trusted to do my taxes wasn't doing them right. So we get past that, and then the next thing is YouTube. Well, first of all, you know, losing a partnership that I had with Curse on YouTube. Then losing monetization on my YouTube channel, DSP Gaming, which I didn't do anything. It was a Google Plus error. You know what I mean? It's like thing after thing after fucking thing. Every time that it looks like finally everything's in the clear, I can get ahead, something else would rear its ugly fucking head. But in particular, these last couple of years, there's been two things that have really been hurting me. One is those backstage taxes that I owed thousands. What is this board game? First, let's. thousands of dollars out of nowhere at the end of the month. And the owner is right now federal tax paying this last year, and I'm going to even.
So fucking funny. He brings his phone up and then says, never mind, just want to talk about it. He then puts the phone down and starts talking about his financial problems. He doesn't need his phone or notes for this. He has this fucking grift memorized. He's gotten in front of a camera and begged for money so many times, he's not even embarrassed to do it anymore. And what type of sad individual do you have to be to not care about something like that? But then, towards the middle of it, I don't even understand what he's supposed to be debunking here. He's literally lying about his financial problems. He thinks he has positive momentum after his epically viral tweets dunking on Bro Jerry. And he thinks he has all these new eyes on him. And what does he proceed to do? Talk about his finances too much as
We are back.
You know, let that sink
Where
in.
the hell are
We
we?
decided to check out this streamer that has a terrible reputation for the first time. We tell him he's going to do a streamer, debunks all the lies and slander against him. He then proceeds to start telling you how his life is ruined financially, how he's probably going to put your money out of your wallet. So take your fucking wallets out, trolls. And by the way, if you don't give him the money he wants, exactly. He then goes on to say he doesn't have anyone to appeal to. He doesn't have an extensively huge family who's made of money and can ask for stuff. But in a private Patreon Q&A video, he admitted that an uncle helped him pay for some of his back taxes. This isn't even up for debate. He 100% said this. This dude will get in front of a camera and lie to anybody about anything he does not care. Next fucking clue.
So for me, I'm really just, I'm depending on Friday trying to finish it out for myself, and I share this stuff with you guys. And I have to say, you guys have been so insanely supportive, seriously insanely supportive, and just insanely cool about it, and helped me out so many times with the shit that's happening. And I don't like sharing that kind of stuff. You're here to hang out and have fun. You're not here to hear this kind of shit, right? You don't want to hear about my financial woes and stuff. So being very honest with all of you, if it hadn't been for your support over and over, I wouldn't even be here anymore. I would have lost this house by now. I wouldn't be able to do this for a job. I probably would have had to go to bankruptcy and go get like a part-time job, to be a part-time job. You know, and do all this stuff.
Well, there's tons of food, bro. Why don't you guys eat?
And that's not the case at all. Everything I've ever asked you guys for has gone exactly towards what I said it was going to be.
This could have been from his November 3rd pre-stream the other day. Sounds exactly like what he was just saying.
What the hell, bro?
Supported him. And now I can't shit on that, man. What they want to do with their money is their fucking business. And I would be a massive hypocrite. Because I accept tips and super chats, etc. Where this becomes a problem is when you feign distress and start to lie about it, man. If this dude could just not act like Chicken Little all the fucking time, things wouldn't be so bad for him. How many times does he fucking go crazy at night because there's like $8 on the board? He starts acting like his fucking life's about to end. He doesn't even have to tell people where all the money is going, but he just can't help himself. He has to lie about bills and how behind he is on everything. Which then makes it easy for people to start picking shit apart and adding stuff up. I think how much better his reputation would be if he just came out every other month and said, you guys supported me so much last month. We're gonna do a one-time charity stream where I'm gonna give back to the community, where I'm just not accepting tips for one day. If it was legitimately just about the gameplay, but he can't even do that shit once a year, despite making over 100K annually. In a direct quote, I probably would have had to declare bankruptcy and go get a part-time job like 2 or 3 part-time jobs on, well, this was in May of 2019. I'm pretty sure he's declared bankruptcy since this video. I mean, you see how easily he can sit there and just lie about shit? So we just heard what he said, and then he proceeds to say this, quote, but some of the biggest misconceptions about all of this is that when I ask for help, I go and blow money on stuff. And that's not the case at all. Everything that I've ever asked you guys for has gone exactly towards what I said it was going to be. Unquote. We just fucking heard this bullshit again. 2.5 years later. And here we go again. So I've asked this question a million times. And this is the one question you can never answer because the house of cards will all come tumbling down. But if all the money these branded fucks were giving you over the years always went straight to what you said it was going to, then how the hell did you fall so far behind on your bills? If you were constantly paying all your bills, not blowing the money like you just said here, how the hell did you end up declaring bankruptcy? You might have been broke as shit, but at least your bills were paid. And a lot of us here are broke. But if our bills are paid, we damn sure ain't declaring bankruptcy, man. You know, do you see how this will never make any sense? No matter how much you cry about harassment, trolls, personal attacks, and blah, 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 you deserve this life, man. You deserve it for the lies that you tell, for the way you double down on those lies, and then the way you react to and talk shit to people when they call you out on those lies. You deserve it, man. I don't feel bad at all for you. You can go fuck yourself with that sympathy bullshit, asshole.
Alright, so the first time around, you gotta talk about this one, because this one goes years back too. Phil stole fan donations that went towards a Project 7 people. Phil stole fan donations that went towards a Project 7 people. Every statement in that is false. Alright, so I can give my name. Stole, right? Steal anything. What they're talking about is a Patreon goal level that was hit for 1 month in the summer of like 2015, maybe 2016, but I don't know this is far back as 2015. Stole was based illegitimately via Patreon goal level. Alright. Fan donation, they weren't fan donations, they were Patreon contributions. That's different. That went towards Project 7 people. Wrong. It wasn't for Project 7 people. It was for me to take some time on that one to do a Project 7 trailer. A trailer that was probably 30 seconds long. Okay? So, for different slander, being told that you stole money from the viewers for Project 7 people, and none of that statement is true at all. What really happened was, when I was in Patreon boards,
What the fuck? Bitch.
Welcome in all these new viewers there. Really bad that was that fucking idiot. Can't hit the mic, can't turn away, just let it all out. Don't give a fucking let it out. But I'm not gonna talk much about Project 7. We discussed this in part 1, but I at least wanted to include this section where he talks about it. He says the Patreon goal that was hit, by the way, was for a 30-second trailer for a Project 7 reboot. Now, I don't even care about Project 7, that was before my time. But imagine hyping up a $1,250 goal on Patreon for a 30-second fucking trailer, just a shitty-ass show that you couldn't even finish. And was it like a multi-month goal for Project 7? Like, I think 1250 was his normal goal that he wanted every month. But in order to make sure he got it, he was promising things that he never delivered. And I'm pretty sure he was figuring this shit out once. How subhuman you have to be to believe / buy into what this guy is saying. He's proved time and time again what type of person he is, and his same stupid ass didn't like
2017, Thanksgiving Day podcast, Thanksgiving Day special podcast. I didn't know this from my audience on Thanksgiving Day 2017. Go back and watch it. It's live about watching.
Fuck.
Now, during 2017,
Bitch.
my ex, and I started talking to
No,
and
fuck.
dating my now wife Kat. Okay, now Kat didn't live around here, and she had to visit a couple times. I took time away from streaming and stuff to spend time with her. I didn't disclose that was happening because I knew I didn't want to try to get up in our private shit. All right, but what people say to this day, Phil brings all that money for the taxes, so he could secretly fly his new girlfriend across the country and spend time with me. Now let's look at the timeline. Well, the first time Kat came to visit me was the summer of 2017. The second time she came to visit me was the fall, which I think was October of 2017. She actually helped me pick out my Halloween costume for the Halloween special that I did. I announced my financial dilemma about the state taxes and Thanksgiving in 2017. So obviously what Phil did is he announced this and he could raise funds, go back in time, and pay for the 2 visits accordingly. You fucking dumbasses. You talk out of your fucking asses about this stuff and make the most crazy, controversial, insane theory that make no fucking sense in a weird conspiracy. Like, how the fuck do you think that money that I talked about raised later in the year paid for the trips that happened earlier? Fucking balloons.
Alright, now I'm not gonna go too deep on this one because I talked about this in a video a few weeks ago. But what difference does it make when you begged for the tax money? You still had some fucking crisis come up where you needed a bunch of money after you had spent a ton of money flying your part-time crew around the country multiple times and having multiple staycations. But there's no telling how much you wasted on that fucking scam. And speaking of this scam, I'm gonna have a surprise at the end of this video for y'all. And we'll talk about it more when we get there, trust me. But back to the beginning. He says, quote, there was 2 specific times where I had to raise tax funds, unquote. Oh, just 2, huh? You know, imagine even having to do a debug stream about paying your fucking taxes. Imagine having to do that bullshit, man. Then quote, early in the year was when I broke up with my ex. Early in the year was when I broke up with my ex. Huh. Interesting. Then he says, quote, now Ken didn't live around here, unquote. Why did you meet her then, motherfucker? He says he didn't disclose he was taking time off to be with her because people would, quote, try to get up to their shit. I mean, he's right. But this is what he does, man. He uses any excuse he can to lie. Remember, have truths and nuggets of truth. This is what he does, man. Most of the shit he accuses others of doing, he's usually guilty of himself. This is how he held up that sheet of paper the other day. He mixes in truths and just lies about the rest and then justifies it with, well, if I tell the truth, people will just use it to hurt me. Well, you're not supposed to be doing that shit, dumbass. And if you are, don't lie about it. Big face.
Now, of course, the latest controversy was I had this issue with my federal taxes, and I told you guys I needed help, and I did marathon streams to raise money for the federal taxes, and you guys helped me, and my parents helped me. I raised enough money to qualify for this payment plan for the taxes that I didn't pay last year, and that's in process right now. Okay, that's all in process. It's happening right now. I'm actually supposed to get a notice from the IRS this month of back with a physical letter supposedly saying blah 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 whatever about it. I'm supposed to give that to my tax guy. I'm already talking to the IRS to get me on this tax. Alright, so I qualify for it. Incidentally, when all that was going on, the person talks to my parents, and my parents are very to the point, I was very not very. In their 60s, but each of them has different health problems. My dad has problems with back, his heart, there's problems, going on for years. That's it. So they want to know here, age, and they wanted us to go out and eat them, and get bullshit saying about me standardly because they know it's all bullshit.
They laugh at all the slander because they know it's all bullshit. Well, then they're fucking stupid too because you're fooling them as well. Just like your dumbass fans, you got everybody fooled. What is it they can do? And by the way, you notice we haven't heard anything of his sick and elderly parents since all this shit happened. Those Thanksgiving and Christmas podcasts of 2018, he made it sound like they were at death's door. And this was it. He needed to see them. We haven't heard jack shit about them since his sham marriage. I can't understand how this guy does for himself, man. Back to the beginning, go back and watch the clip again. This dude can't sit still. He's picking at his face, scratching his head, fucking with his greasy ass hair. Does this look like a trustworthy person, man? It looks like someone being cross-examined for murder. They found the body in his bed, it was covered in blood. Jesus. And then quote, I'm actually supposed to get a notice from the IRS this month, like a physical letter.
So I probably won't be able to do this.
And then he says he's supposed to give that letter to his tax guy. The tax guy is already talking to the IRS about it. I love it. I love it. All these extra details that don't make any sense. That's when you know a motherfucker's lying. He has to dress up the shit, try to confuse you. This is great. This is fucking great. I'm honestly you can't be honest about anything, man. He knows he's so much of a scumbag. Yes, he used all these excuses and tricks for his bright dead audience. But in reality, he lies.
I think you're probably out of my league. Yeah, you're way too strong for me. Yeah, no, I'm not even gonna waste.
Ceremony, no money was really spent on the ceremony. And literally the only money I spent on the wedding at all was on a new belt, a pair of shoes, and a tie. The suit that I had at 10 years old, that's the suit I wore. Okay? Everything else my parents paid for. Because they wanted to eat cat, they wanted to get married, they wanted to spend time with them. They wanted all this stuff to happen before God forbid something happened to them. And we wouldn't be able to spend any kind of meaningful time with them. Okay?
So are my dudes dead?
All that being said, alright, I raised funds for these federal taxes before the trip out there. Alright, and all of a sudden it's Phil took all that money from the taxes and he spent it on his way. Alright, I just want you to think of something this out. The week before, I flew to Connecticut to get married and spend time with my parents. I raised money for the wedding. On what fucking planet do you think you paid for a wedding the day that it happens? But really, Jensen, like, huh? Like, weddings are paid for
Ouch.
months in advance. They take tons of arrangement and planning. If you're gonna get a wedding hall, you're gonna pay for anything, and everything has to be done up front, early. You know, it's insane. If you think
You just admitted that you got married in your parents' house. Was the living room booked up that weekend? What the fuck are we talking about here? Your shit was 10 years old. And there's one of the two things that happened here, and he's lying either way. He booked a place in advance and had family there, and there was a proper wedding, maybe even in a church for the ceremony afterwards. That cost a lot of money, by the way. Where he did exactly what he said here. He used the money from this dumbass scamathon fundraiser and booked some cheap-ass wedding in his parents' bathroom. And probably read his vows to his beautiful part-time wife as he was standing on the toilet. for your buffet afterwards, I'm sure. And he says the only money he spent during the entire trip was on a belt, shoes, and a tie. This dude probably got married in his fucking slippers, man. Get the fuck up out of here. And I said this
I need to go to a
recently,
fucking
paid for your
point.
WWE Champions pools while you were out there. Huh? And who paid for your a total of fucking a wine, idiot. I wish y'all could have seen me because I had my hand rolled up and when I was saying a total of fucking a wine. Check kiss. And that's how you have to say it with me from now on. And then he says the only suit he had was 10 years old. Let's fucking rent a suit then, man. But this guy was such a fucking boomer about everything. Makes me think back to Jim and Sargon. You suitless fuck. Those were great times, man. Waiter, more appetizers for the table, please. A chop chop. Come on, step on it. I don't think you. I got important weddings at my parents' house to attend. Come on. Motherfuckers.
I'm sitting here with my girlfriend, and I was really agitated. Alright? And when this happened, I was contacted by fans who I feel like you were aware that people are playing State of the Cage who would be holding early on Twitch. And, you know, you go to the streams, people are actually tossing them thousands of dollars on these streams for them, you know, because basically they're showing off these games early. And I'm like, it really rubbed me the wrong way. Alright, I put out a tweet that was really stupid, that was worded incorrectly, that just read it for what it was, and you said something that was not what I was meaning to say. Alright? What I wanted to say was I 100% disagree with the practice of game publishers and developers putting out video games where they put them out early for special influencers. A person gets a game a whole week early and gets to play it on Twitch exclusively. Not only are they making money to do it, it's a special sponsored stream, but now their viewers are so happy because they didn't see a game early, they throw them thousands of dollars extra. Alright? It's bullshit. It's a very bad practice, especially because particularly there was a certain person playing State of Decay early who was told by the company you may not give your opinion on the game because there's a review embargo until the middle of the week. So in the middle of the week, then if you're beginning to give your opinion, you can play the game early, but you're not allowed to actually get any criticism of the game while you're playing it. So it's a paid advertisement then. That's exactly what it is. You can't criticize the game, it's a paid advertisement. Alright? Now, I personally hate this practice. This practice. I think it's horrible. I think it's called this whole influencer idea. It's ruining the game industry. Because you're getting people, number one, are spoiling the game weeks early. Number two, are telling you a game is good, or at least showing the game, and like, I'm not saying it's bad, so it makes it look good. So you'll go buy the game, and yeah, that game's not good. State of the Cage was one of the worst games of last year, in my opinion. It's my opinion. It was. It was inferior to the first game. It was poorly made. It was full of bugs. It was just garbage. And it was a ripoff. But people probably ran out of money based on a few people who got that game early. Alright. And played it on Twitch being on a bad guy. You know, for a bad game. And people ran out of money based on the type of game generated. Which is unfair. It's not legitimate gameplay. It's a paid advertisement. Being a shill. It is being a shill for a company. Okay?
Yeah, so it's called advertising. It's not a thing. It's business. Dumbass. So this dude apparently has a problem. People hype shit up before others can get their hands on it and test it for themselves.
Hey, not so much. Thank you so much for the raid, man. I really appreciate it. I'll turn off my video. You don't have to listen to it. Oh yeah, yeah. You can. There's pals that you can get saddles for. Oh, dude, it's great. Yeah, you need it, man. Or you move at like a snail's pace. Okay. So yeah, let's go back to my base. Let's do that. Let's do the base. I need pal spears. I don't have any. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Ooh. That's cool. Sweet. Cool. Okay. These guys are the best. I need nails. How do I get nails? How do I make nails? Okay. Okay. Hey, okay. This base is a complete train wreck, but it works somehow. Somehow, some way. Oh, I need those. Alright, we'll go back to my video.
We have no idea what the huge positive addition to the screens that you guys are gonna love even is. And then it ends up being a dumb fucking cat. I don't know, Phil. Sounds like a pretty shitty ass fucking thing to do. And like you're being a shit. What do you think, buddy? And by the way, how was that $2,000 cat worked out for your dumbass viewers? You got the 300 bitch asking how Jasper is all the time and Phil doesn't even answer his question. Big fucking investor, dumbasses. So that's the game. Typical Phil fucking burnout. Jealous that others get something that he feels he's entitled to, and what does he do? Lashes out at everyone, and as soon as he gets called out on it, he runs away and hides like the little bitch that he is. And if that's not even what you meant to say, Phil, then why the fuck did you say it? Think before you speak, idiot. It's not hard. Next clip.
Alright, everyone. To end this special, alright, I want to end with a hot topic. Topic that the tweet itself that went viral. And all the big content creators are talking about the tweet were basically, it's my incident. Alright, it's my incident. Where my ex, things were not going well. Things were starting to fall apart at the seams. There was a lot of behind the scenes stress, and we were not getting along at all. It was to the point where, like, we were living together with roommates, but there was no love there. It was kind of just like going through the motions to say that we're together, but we weren't really doing anything that was anything fun or interesting together, and it really, a lot of things that we had loved to do weren't fun anymore. You know what I mean? What happened? Why did everyone do words? What words did I use? Oh, did I say something stupid? What did I say? Before I continue, let's see what you say. What? What is going on? Oh! I mean, something I said for the chat folks only mode. Oh, I thought that I said something bad. Say watch your words, true words. Oh shit, okay. I thought I said something like horrible. Chaps and emotes only mode. Okay. Thank you guys. That was close. I thought I made a big mistake. Oh, okay. Alright, let's try it. So, at that point in my relationship, it was like around mid-2016, things were not going well. Alright. So, I told you guys publicly about my depression, that I suffered from depression. I was depressed. And it was a time when there was no intimacy to speak of whatsoever. And I was an idiot. I was a complete idiot. And I did something really stupid behind the scenes I shouldn't have done. Why the hell? Is there anything wrong with someone doing that in their own private space? Why the fuck was I doing it when appreciating this right? When I had a fucking things running here at the beginning of the street, it's just stupid as fuck. Alright, it was one of the dumbest, I had to be the dumbest thing I've ever done. I mean, seriously. The dumbest thing I've ever fucking done. It had to be.
Alright, that is a great question. What do y'all think the dumbest thing he's ever done is? And how sad is your life being offline on stream to, thousands of children is arguably the dumbest thing you've ever done. Might need a flash poll on this topic as well. Once I see some responses in the comments, I'll put up a poll with all the results and we'll see what wins. The sheet of paper with the crayon bills may have something to say, but I guess we'll see. But back to the beginning quote. For the first time ever, I can disclose to you what really happened, unquote. Again with this shit, everybody knows what happened, you dumb fuck. What is there to disclose? And why would you say this stuff about tenderly? Fucking why? Do you realize how this makes her look? Now, of course you don't. Because just like with the fucking shield tweet, he doesn't care about anyone but himself. How it affects anyone else, and how he gives a fuck. It's all about this spoiled ass baby. Can't make this shit up, man. He even gets distracted by his chat, which gives him extra time to maybe think that saying this isn't a good idea, and he just doesn't care. He gets scared that he may have said a bad word, and then proceeds to trash the Anna anyways. Now the next one is going to be the last clip for the video, and then we're going to have some little surprise after that. Let's go ahead and see what we got.
But no, Phil did not masturbate, in front of thousands of children, okay? This is not, it's never happened. This is a ridiculous nonsense. I'm fine to say that kind of stuff, okay? Alright? It was the point. That's about what I had. And I'm not going off about 90 minutes. Like I said, there weren't many folks about years. And the truth is that, like I said, back in the day, it was about gameplay or whatever. You get the list. Yeah. But the things that we talk about, say, and
Wow.
like dark side, basic negativity towards me on blogs and response, get attention, look at your videos, and your streams, and none of it's ever true based on reality. Self, and it sucks because it's one thing, it was just going to be a meme that's a joke. It's another thing, it's slander your personal reputation. A lot of people don't realize this. I've been around since 2008. I've been videos before most major content creators today, and
children, unquote. That line's never gonna get old. And he goes on to say, quote, they're all false. Literally every one of them is lie, unquote. Because I said so. That's what you should have said at the end. Because that's all this essentially was. Him just saying no or didn't happen with absolutely no proof behind any of it. And he's bragging about how long he's lasted. This dude's been kicked off of every major platform he's been on. His live streams regularly have less than 300 people. And half the time it's less than 200. He begs the same group of 10 subhumans for their life savings 6 days a week. He has terrible, and I mean terrible, mobile game, fast food, and alcohol addictions. He's in a completely loveless marriage with a wife who probably won't touch him. He should be as big as PewDiePie, as rich as Keemstar, or have a following as loyal as the ABGN. Instead, this dude has to kick someone while their life is being temporarily ruined. And because he got a few ass pats and some people said, wow, you're still around, that made him feel better about himself. And he thought that the internet and the public in general were all going to see him in a new light, and this was going to be some big career turnaround. And fucking look at him now. Bankrupt. He literally just claimed he was broke on November 3rd. He's accepting money from actual homeless people. He's already racking up a bunch of debt after he just got all his credit card debt wiped away. He doesn't own a tool. He can't fix a damn thing around his condo to save his life. He got married to his soulmate in his parents' living room. After lying about their failing health, that he needed to rush out there to see them. He recently said he needs to keep working to put food in his family's mouths. Meanwhile, it's him, a part-time whore, and a cat. And above all else, this dude has no family around him, no friends whatsoever, and the only people he can interact with on a daily basis are some of the worst dregs of society that you can even imagine. I've said it a million times, and a million more times will never be enough. You deserve this life, my very good friend, Philip Brunel. Amen. Now that was some 7 years of truth. Right his motherfucking ass. Let's give some shout outs and then we'll have a special present at the end of the video. 4 shout outs to give Shane. No message with this tip, but thank you, my friend. I hope you enjoyed this video, bro. James, who I've seen in the comments. And Ray,
Oh no.
big ups to James.
I think I gotta cross. I gotta cross with her balls.
So thank you, big fucking ups. Appreciate it, Trevor. Now, this is somewhat of a special present. This video is hard to find. But I did last video saying that I'm smart and can't. You know, I'm not gonna respond to anyone, anymore about this topic because I just keep repeating myself over it. So I'm just gonna start pointing people to this video, and if you see someone ask this question in the future, please point them to this video too. Again, this video is hard to find, so I'll make sure I archive it. I always have it. This is 10 minutes video about, well, what I'm not going to ruin the surprise. Let's just get into it. Next video is going to be, I'm not going to really sure talk about it, blah, 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 as always, unless a fucking adult.
Congratulations, your team. You've locked into Detective 2.
No. Somebody else. Kind of just fast. And we can have sons and not many people. So I could hope that it eventually get to expand it. So it's what's the money? Friend of mine told me, pay attention about it. It responds to ours.
lot of people don't know since he started to read everything, he was supposed to always maybe 2 times. But every talks about it, besides what the ocean could do, she's at work. Could be anything you can't really share. But other people should. Based on some breaks, we were talking for about a month before I found out. Before I found out, we broke up with another shit. Day. Now we maybe talking for about a month. Yes, they improved the relationship at the same time. Her and I dating. Kicked out. That was the last time about she was in me getting into a relationship with the guy. Not sure what specific information someone would like to know. He has money, because I remember from him we were talking. He does financial things on the side. I don't know what they would that need to be. Each person wrong. And through YouTube tuition, so I defer money to tuition. I do not have specific financial things. I have more finance to the team, but that's just some alright. So, and she did what she did. She don't want to get besides all the other crazy things going around. And she actually was just very close to someone else. What type of person she is? She's the person that's very she had a lot of issues with some kind of person. But she didn't want to be involved in something. She would always look risky actors. She had chance behaviors around she going up before and she had a lot of psychological issues. She fell off legs in order to make a good amount of money. And she is
so I gotta craft. I gotta craft stronger balls.
I said, he said, I saw the message on the phone in front of you. Sorry, it's genuinely a problem. But he's doing this terrible life questions on my streams. This shit, both for it. So I went to his Facebook. Yada. So I go to this kind of person's Facebook. And look what I see. You know what kind of call this is? This is the kind of call that people think PSP can't have. Just because she had on his insurance. That picture was on his Facebook. From 20, let me see, I still got it up. You keep reading this. From November 2016, that's when he was taking his show pictures of the Supreme.
Okay, so yes.
And then, it's August 16, 2017. Summer of 2017.
Why is my brain not working?
When they started taking his extra shit. So it's all day.
Better balls.
Consider himself safe when he started kept moving behind us. Work with that. Pretty much. She was trying to destroy us. Trying to get me to the other side of the country. So that's fucking interesting. I'm not sure you would be my next local times. Get themselves to being technically single. It's the same time that David Cat got together. Remember they met each other by accident, randomly, out of nowhere. Interesting. Very interesting that David was the detective. I got some short clips from our buddy. First is talking about moving to Canada. This was January 2018, since before she moved in.
So, in 2017, behind the scenes, things have fallen apart. I didn't know that my girlfriend applied for my fiance over each and every workout.
Beyonce. Nice.
But to the face of it, right? What you guys are seeing, everything's going good. I'm trying to put on this happy face every day. Alright? To the moment, even though behind the scenes I'm the friends,
Still another supervision.
Once I was up to 5, 6, and some days and getting up at like 10, 11.
Holy.
And I was drinking. I was basically that. So, once
somebody else picture.
Starving, major injury? Come on, bro. What happened? I need... Yes, we like you. Cool. Well, let's just act like a bit.
So that's why. Before a little, well, when Cat moved,
Yo, I got him.
she had, that's why he had to buy her new clothes. Because the bitch never had anything with him but besides the computer.
Yeah, two of them.
And she,
Even
that's why she
better.
got the PS4 consoles. Just super bad. So take that for what you will.
We can turn to the line to take that will be simply. And what if today navigations?
Okay. So... Plasters? Ooh, there's something cool up there. Yeah.
Somebody push that, you know. Like, legally, I can steal the bitches. Well, maybe Candace big thing because she didn't put on everybody's insurance. She was on Superman insurance, riding insurance one time. Looking like a big baller. Now she on Dave insurance, riding insurance one time. Like,
He told her to get out and get her out of here.
And a sphere. So what? Oof.
I think it's whatever that they set out to me. So there was
Hangout N Such. Okay, and today potatoes, cheers.
sounds like she's our asshole at this point.
Oh, this is perfect. Look at his egos. That's neck. That's his neck. And that's the chest here. The neck's that's what the fuck happened to Cat?
That might be my dude. Get in here, buddy.
How much bigger has she got?
One question I had was,
That's
why
cool.
did it take so long for this thing?
Okay. Just grab it.
Nice. 2019. Oh, she's trying to smile, trying to cover up the fact that her cheeks are rounder. 2021.
But then when you do look at the wedding photo, that once again, you can see the kind of joint to me, the jewelry and stuff.
This was over a year ago. This was taking this picture of a match in the fucking size of the moon. Special obviously about everybody. She's the size of the moon.
Some guy on this group randomly talking about these. Was like, yeah, I took this picture of them. Like, and it looked like that dude worked at the gas station. Where from the angle that it was taken at, it was like he was coming out of like a thing that like an employees only thing. Like if you look at the angle from where the picture was taken, right?
This photo was taken the day he got murdered. On that day, he was wearing that same shirt. slurs or symbols. I don't bang slur or symbol. Never happened.
Yeah, that's doing great when last year on the day of the murder surface. That's always
Step back is still drop the report. Ignore that's just that because throughout the film, if he says ignore it, that means it's true. It's talking about control drama. You can't. Somebody's right now. Alright, everybody just do shit about it. Nobody cares. You should care. That's the point of it. That's it's important. We're on something, man. It only takes a fucking piece of life. Okay. Phil, he's most popular like America. Phil's had for years now.
Cats is really like so still, but like you're dealing with tools and stuff, man, on fucking Earth.
Sorry, that's my sister, right? Me and my sister, we both have high functioning autism and Asperger's. She's taken to a home with the perfect conditions for her, plenty of love, plenty of compassion. And she ends up marrying a child. No, like dead ass. Her and I were best friends growing up. We got separated. I don't know what happened to her.
It's like a horse. Let's move on to number 8.
Nothing, really. There's food here, bros. Need a flower. Yeah, dang. Sucker. Time to drop. Well, boom. Boom. Ah.
Okay.
It's like he's laughing all the way to the bank.
Over the years, things have changed for two major reasons. The first is a very practical one: money. I don't make nearly as much money today as I used to on YouTube, and because of that, I just don't have the ability to play every single game. I can't afford it. Okay. Thank you for the tip. And Cracker Jacks to be $30 this morning. So Gary has to be $50. It's the script we gave from last summer. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, I received a $100 tip from Prince. That's the first $100 tip I've actually gotten in quite some time. Go Team Venture, the only tipper of the night with a $5 tip. Guys, if you like Pokemon, I'm going to ask you for a favor. Please support the streams. The support for this playthrough has been almost non-existent. Okay? I don't know why. You're having a good time. And if you want to see Pokemon continue, please support the stream. Okay? So thank you, Aaron, for your support tonight. I appreciate it. We start off today, guitar player, almost an hour ago now, a $100 tip. Whoa, 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 oh my God, what the fuck? Whoa! In particular, I absolutely need help with tips today. Tip me today, and I hit the goals today, I'm in a good position for them. If I stream today and I hit none of the goals, I'm fucked. And essentially, I'll go grocery shopping. I guess we're gonna eat a lunch meat sandwich, for our day off. Can't even have a meal out.
Him and his wife, you have to eat lunch meat sandwich. Well, what's wrong with that? Exactly. Hey, lunch be good. Lunch meat.
$104.71 tip. Congrats for beating the Boston's. I appreciate that. And said this is specifically to support only your Kirby streams. Don't you dare count this towards the stream tips goal. I've actually been asked not to count this towards the stream tips goal, so I guess I won't. But thank you to Kirby. That was a $25 tip. I appreciate that. I would absolutely appreciate if people could support this chill stream. Usually when I've been playing Kirby, support ain't so great. I'll be honest, the last couple of streams have been 1 to 2 people supporting the entirety of the stream. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And I hope you guys are ready for another couple hours of chill late night fun here on my stream. No more reading tread. Okay. Boy. PSP Gaming now has Super Thanks enabled. Thank you so very much. I'm so stoked that I finally got it. I was asking to do
about this for like months and months, and they were just giving me the runaround. Finally, I got it today, which is an awesome accomplishment. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Oh, whatever that big fucking tree is.
Send out as well channel post. So people know that we're back for break with 2 more hours of fun. I am back, break, and ready for 2 more hours of fighting game fun. Join me. The tips on the first few were actually pretty slow. And then on the late stream, Jack's Rapture dropped a giant tip. It was really nice. Outside of that, it was actually slow. I know today. If you support my content, if you like it, please tip me today. Any tips you provide today, go directly to my day off tomorrow. Make no exaggeration about it. I don't have enough for my day off tomorrow. I probably have enough for groceries and maybe some supplies for Jack, right? You know, other things I need to do. I'm getting stuff from around the house. I'd like to have a meal with my wife. Okay, so any tips today? That's literally exactly what it goes to. I received a $25 tip from 1 Minute Man. So I also received a $25 tip from 1 Minute Man. FYI, I did receive a $25 tip from 1 Minute Man. Someone stole my identity. They then decided to take money from me. $3,000, $3,000, $3,000. Oh, fuck. Now I have no money. Now, I received a ginormous $250 tip. So in the XP squad, let me get that on the leaderboard. Get out what they have to say here. And good streams today, good streams all week. You know, sucks that I didn't get more tips tonight. I really would help for tomorrow, but it is what it is. I'll make do with what I got. You know, I might or might not get paid. Whoa! I'm right in the middle of doing a gameplay stream, and my TV turns off. I can't get it turned back on to get videos. My car broke down yesterday. My wife was going to go to work in the morning. Car won't start. Getting an error. Check engine. And basically, yesterday I had to get it towed to the shop. Got it towed to the shop. $200 bill. Got, all right, you're one of the people who just came in the raid. I'm going to very, very quickly turn off someone. I'm just very curious where it came from. It's probably going to be something negative. I almost guarantee it. Wait a minute. T-Michael Gamer just gifted another 50 memberships. I got about 300 subs. Yeah, about 300 people rated. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you, T-Michael Gamer. Thank you. I got another tip saying other people do have goals on the screen. You're the only person who hides holiday event. Alright, I hide a holiday event. You're absolutely right. I'm telling everyone hostage what I did. What I've done is I kidnapped Santa Claus, and if I do not receive 150 memberships on PSP Gaming within the next 2 days, Christmas is canceled this year. Alright? He's in my closet right now. He's tied up. Big bag of toys. The elves are out looking for him. They don't know where he is. I'm not releasing Santa Claus until I get memberships on this channel. I've had enough. That's it. We're pulling up full-on boogie-woogie. Alright? I received a $100 tip from India 103.
Huh?
So this guy could dollars. If you won't read this, what you should, I'm going to read it. I don't think you're greedy. I do believe that you're poor and living paycheck to paycheck. No, not yet. That's a little bit. I'm not poor.
It's over here.
$119,852. I'm surprised you used 4. Let's step up to number 6.
Zuko Lift, you cannot tip through Streamlabs, it doesn't work. You have to tip through Stream Elements, that's the previous one. Please number 9, I can't use Streamlabs to... Do you not remember why I moved Streamlabs to Stream Elements? This fucking Streamlabs also shadow banned me and didn't tell me shit. And I didn't do anything. Eventually they did respond, because I asked them several times in the course of last year, and I got a response from someone who said, I'm not even kidding, here's what they said. Oh, our apologies that you never received any notice of why your Streamlabs was suspended, but it was suspended because you were mass reported and, you know, violations of our terms of service and yada yada. And I went back to them and I said, I didn't, you know, violate your terms of service. I don't know what you're talking about. Can you provide any evidence? Nothing. They ghosted. But I need to. Using Mount 7 on Twitter. Here's what I have to say, alright? And I mean this sincerely. You need to listen. Get help immediately.
Oh, damn, I'm going like...
Absolutely now goes to a 404 error. Great. So now I can't get tips via Stream Elements, seemingly, probably because someone false reported me and they're tired of getting false reports. No, I got people false reporting me to happen. Everything that in 13 years ago. I rightfully call them out for it and say this is messed up that people would do this to me. And they stalk me like this and they need help. I have absolutely no notification at all from Stream Elements about this. So let me tweet them. No, I'm not going to be a victim of a business that doesn't know how to run a business. If that's what happened again. And now everything's on hiatus. Now I have to change the stream. I have to waste time trying to figure out another place to do this. Okay? This is bullshit. Okay, it is. It's complete bullshit. Fendel, just shut up. Just keep playing. Don't deal with it now. Oh, so, you know, during the time when I need to make dinner for my wife, when I need to set up for tomorrow's stream, don't do that. Okay, shut up. Just stop right now. I'm already pissed off. I don't need another idiot. Okay? Okay, plug this in. And on my day off, 2 days ago, I get a bunch of tweets from someone who's false reporting me to Stream Elements. For those who don't know, for the last year and a half, I've been getting tips through a service called Stream Elements, and this allows those tips to be recorded and tracked, and then use a pop-up here on the stream when someone tips me. I feel like they did me wrong. When I went to Stream Elements, I outright explained to Stream Elements. I said, here's the situation. And they said, don't worry. We're not just gonna blanket grant, this situation. We're not just gonna blanket grant. We will, you know, research these things. We don't punish people for no good reason. And then for a year and a half, I used it. There was a person who false reported me, okay, during my day off 2 days ago. And they did it on Twitter via the Stream Element S account, which is their Stream Element support account. And they literally linked to something from 13 years ago. I wish I could make this up, but they linked to a video of me playing Left 4 Dead 1 13 years ago. But I hate it. It's needed. That's just insane. They're actually saying that I'm going to be canceled today for someone who I was 13 years ago, even though I've actively come out so many times over the years, apologizing for things I said and did in my early days on YouTube. I totally understand now how wrong those things were, and I told you guys repeatedly what the deal was with that. Okay, that it was bad. I've changed. My content today is very different. You know.
Rashness brings success to few.
In China, they say, "Chicken Chan, Wang Chun Chan, Chicken Chan." Shut the fuck up. All right, boys, prepare the slave dream, telling it right off the rocks. You know, the funny part is the things that people say, "Oh, it's offensive" or whatever. It's not. You know, like dark humor is not offensive and cancelable. It's just dark. If I'm making a joke in a playthrough recently about, you know, children being kidnapped and sold into slavery by corrupt cops, it's a joke. It's not meant to be real. It's a dark joke. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, boys, prepare the slave trade. We're selling it right off the profits. I make a joke about something else heinous that you're doing. Doesn't mean I support child slavery. You're an idiot if you believe that. But this is what these idiots, what they do is they actually will do that, right? They'll actually say, "Oh, you know, Phil meant it, and this is what," you know what I'm saying? Like, it's emphasis on dark humor. All right, boys, prepare the slave trade. We're selling it right off the profits. So 2 days ago, this person false reports me to Stream Elements, saying, "Oh, you want this person in your program? Here's something they did." And I responded, "That's a video from 13 years ago. Yikes." Okay? I talked about it on yesterday's podcast. Okay? I said, this is ludicrous that people think that this is like acceptable or even normal behavior. And this person who is the Streamlabs is a fucking loon. Just as I was explaining 2 days ago on this very podcast about these loonies who act like this on the internet. That's not normal behavior. That is the behavior of someone who's manic, someone
Like
who has
what?
something wrong up here. They're obsessed to the point of
Like right on top of it?
doing this crazy behavior. Using Mount 7 on Twitter. Here's what I have to say, alright? I mean this sincerely. You need to listen. Get help immediately. You need to go immediately to either a friend or loved one, a parent, perhaps a significant other, or doctor. Whatever. And you need to say, "I need help. This person is messed up and needs to seek help. They're so obsessed with me that they're looking for 13-year-old videos to possibly find something wrong that I can get held accountable for 13 years later." Okay, that's fact. You need to present this to some kind of an authority figure so that they can interject themselves into your life and help you to seek help. You need help. This is not normal behavior. This is unhealthy, sick behavior. Are you telling me that this report that they did this morning literally got my attention? Seriously. If it is, that's insanely ridiculous. Now, I know that's a problem. There's a 404 error. I mean, something specific has happened to your page. It's not just, oh, there's a glitch or something that being low. 404 error essentially means they deleted the page. Because I did nothing wrong. Zero wrong. Why would you turn the service to be asked nothing? Okay? To be punished in this manner if this is what's happening. What this is doing is empowering people. You're giving power and control who are literally only trying to pay my life. Why? Just think about this. But if
If someone were to tip me $5, I could literally say, "Thank you so much.